Oh boy. All right. We actually have a full house, and we're gonna hand out experience first. The experience is kind of funny this time around because there were some massive failures last time. All right. So Claire's getting the 5 experience from last time.
Oh,
Nothing
nice.
from the previous session that we just had.
Okay.
Derek's getting 4. Amos is getting 6
Why six?
because you failed 3 times last time, plus your
Is it
base
two? Is it?
experience.
Oh, is it two per?
No, no, no. It was 1. You failed 3 times in a row, and 3 is the number if you guys check off all the things on my list, which you pretty much did. You learned about yourselves. You learned about each other. You're trying to do good things. They're all there. Like I don't even need to really look.
So I have
So,
5
Uh-huh.
experience.
and yeah, you got 5 from last time, and then Eddie got 3. So I think that's all the
I'm sorry. I
experience.
failed three. So wait, how does it work again?
Failed.
I failed three
You
times.
failed 3 times, so that was 3
And
experience
then
plus the 3 that you get from checking
gotcha,
off
gotcha,
all the
gotcha,
things
gotcha,
on my
gotcha.
magical list.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, gotcha.
All the boxes were checked, at least as much as needed for the 3 full experience. Um,
What did Dean get?
Dean didn't get any failures. He just got the base experience. Oh, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No,
Dean.
I thought I did fail like
you?
at least like
Let
two.
me look at my
I
list.
thought I failed like two or three times. I didn't make the time to re-listen to the session, so
No, that's
I
fine.
can't.
If anybody here can tell me when Dean failed, I will give him that experience. I want to know within if none of the players can remember you failing, you probably didn't because it's usually like a pretty dramatic moment. Let me
Well,
think. Oh,
I can.
I just remembered
I'll
one.
tell you what. I'll just take the base experience for now.
Yeah.
I plan on listening to the that session again, and I'll just take notes and I'll adjust.
Sorry, you did get 1. You did not make your luck roll on the first part of the explosion because you had to roll twice. So I did just remember it now that you've come to poke me about it. Yeah. So that is 4 at the minimum, and we'll come back to it about any other experience.
Okay. Okay.
So yes, I just remembered it suddenly. It's like, oh yeah. Let's see now. Oh, man, all right. Because it's funny and because it cuts tension, we had this big dramatic thing about to happen. The creature was going to bust forth, and instead, I'm going to go to Claire. Claire, when we last left your character, you saw your friend roll up to you, and you were panic mode. You just were like, "I need to get out." So you just started running. People tried to talk to you in your head. You were just like, "No, no, 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 no," and just running and leaving. Um, After you cleared the school building and you had gotten a little bit away, you ran into yourself, who was like leaning up against a tree. You know who it is.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
because okay, they're like, wait, 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 stop. Like it makes it say it's like motion, like kind of like we need to talk.
Oh, hey,
You
Elspeth.
are, and he actually shows concern a little bit because you are his conspirator. I guess that's the best word
Yeah.
because you're using his. If something happens to you, he can't use this body anymore, basically. So he's like,
Yeah.
hold on. It's like we need to talk about this. Are you good? And she'll look at you
She
like
takes a moment. Okay, I think I'm better.
okay.
Sorry.
No, we can't have this creature running loose because we can't have another thing that copies people's identities. It's gonna expose us. It's gonna make us look really bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't. This
Oh, I
cannot
can
be a thing that happens while we're here. Plus, it's ruining our. He tries to choose his words carefully, but fails. And he says, "Our lab, no, our petri dish, are the place that we are working." He'll just stop himself. Um, so yes, I will do what I can to help you, but now that you're calm, we need to really rejoin your friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I think when last time I saw them, they were about to the north, so let's head in that direction.
She nods and
Okay.
she bows.
All right. So that's one thing in progress. Let's see. Meanwhile, uh, during your walk in that direction, You see someone basically like running past like into your like kind of like a intercepting course, right? You're going one way and they're going out,
Mhm.
and he stops short, and you notice it's Nick, and he's in his like transformed form, like standing in the woods. He's like, holy
Oh.
shit, like looking around.
Wow.
It's like there's a fire. I don't know what's going on. I hope it doesn't spread to the woods. Like what? When he's looking at you guys.
We're heading there right now. We're gonna
All
go
right.
deal with it.
Why is there? Oh right,
Don't.
got it.
Yep.
Took him a second. All right, good. All right, let's get going. So he meets up with you. Meanwhile, at the main group, you guys are all standing. Last time I checked, everyone's basically just standing outside in their transform form. There was a rumbling coming from the inside of the school as something that sounds like a train is coming out coming to the outside. Okay. At about that time, uh, is is it Dean? Who would be the most appropriate? Eddie. Eddie. Something that looks like a walkie-talkie is in your pocket and like making lots of noise. Do you pick it up?
Yeah, I pick
Okay.
it up.
You pick up what you think is about the shape and size of a walkie-talkie, and you pick it up out of your pocket, and it has eyes and a mouth, and it's looking straight at you. I don't know how you want to react to that. It's
Tobias.
It's Tobias, but he's turned into a walkie-talkie.
I
Uh,
guess I'd press the push to talk button.
he should like near his mouth. Uh, okay, it's an incoming message from Peacekeeper. It's like, uh, we gotta keep the fight behind the school because I'm gonna lead the students out front. Peacekeeper. He's supposed to be a walkie-talkie, so he's doing a call sign. Is that? Did I do it right? Did I? Just looks around.
Repeat that you're come again. You're leaving the students outside.
That where thinks about it for a second because this is a pre-recorded message. Uh, I'm leading the students outside, so you should keep fighting it in the back. Do not approach the front of the school.
Okay, Roger. We'll keep it in the back.
Okay. Um, yeah. Apparently, so the realization is that while they don't want to telepathically communicate with you because they can't, because then you'll know what they sound like. They realize that they could use Toby as a medium, and then so she's basically like mouthing through Toby. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. You now have a walkie-talkie that looks like Toby, and you can kind of communicate through it.
I approve.
Okay, just figured I'd let you know what that's about. All right. Lastly, in the distance, coming from the opposite direction, sorta, you hear what sounds like war drums? War drums and like heavy metal-ish kind of music, and also but like war drums. And that are being played at, I assume, an unsafe volume. Like coming from, I mean, not behind you, not the woods, but not that far away. Okay. Now, with all that in mind, we begin play. I'm going to start with the main group. It is going to emerge outside of this building soon. The real question is, do you want to look? Do you want to run? By all means, decide your fate. As a group. So that's basically everybody outside except for like Claire's contingent. Claire and NPCs.
Do we have any kind of a map of the area, or are we?
Eddie has a map of the area. I think they've said that before. So
No,
that's
no,
not...
no, no. I mean for us to actually look at. So the way I'm kind of drawing this out in my mind.
Oh, we do have one.
Is,
Let me see.
okay, you have one. All right, cool.
Let me
I was
see.
gonna say, just so we can kind of like say, okay, I'm gonna be here, you're gonna be there, kind of thing, and have like. So I kind of look at everything and go, I think what we need to do is we need to create a perimeter. You know, I don't mind being here in the front where it's gonna come when it comes out. It'll see me first. Maybe Eddie, you could be off to that side, and the two of you probably be over there by the building, so you can get a little bit of cover.
Well,
but we need to
remember, I can fly, so I can draw its attention and lead it anywhere you want.
Okay.
So
as far
let
as
me also ask this. Did we all hear the announcement
You're turned into a tin box.
from Toby Peacekeeper?
You heard.
What happened?
I mean, I don't think he turned the volume down. As far as the walkie-talkie, so you probably all would have heard Peacekeeper's message through Toby.
Mm-hmm.
As far as a map goes, the closest thing I've got for the moment is if you go to the player-facing notes down to the school building layout. It's not near the annex side; it's more to the right. So it's the part facing more of the woods. That's the only one that makes sense, or else you would have seen the annex.
The what nows? The what note?
In the player-facing notes, there is a section that shows you like a really, really rough layout of what the school
Where
is.
is this? Is this in the Discord?
No, it is in the documents, but I can just paste that again into the chat. Just give me a second. Copy link. It's a really basic layout. The best way to explain it is you guys had a fight back here by the annex, but that's more to your left. You're further on the right.
That's it. Also, last time I think like Dean picked me up and we were flying away. I'm not sure if we land. I don't remember if we landed.
You could have landed. That's fine. I am okay with that. It's because your threat had subsided and had turned into like a liquid and was leaving. So you probably
That's right. Yes.
So you probably would have been like, well, you don't need to hold me anymore. They're leaving, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, we got you.
Okay. So as far as the layout is, the annex is to your left, but further away. I assumed the way I designed this, the school, you're in the right-sided wing, so you're still towards the back of the school, but you're on like the right-hand side, which would be like northeast corner. Yeah, northeast corner of that area. If that makes any sense. Sorry about the roughness of my map. I didn't know that you guys wanted much more detail of the school. I should do that.
It's okay. If you have something, better than nothing. Gotta find it. I'm in the player-facing notes right now.
It's like
is
near
it all the
the
way
end.
At the bottom?
It's near the end.
Yeah.
It's on page, let's see, 26. And so you're at the back of the school, so the annex is to your direct left, but further away, you know? And you guys are probably closer to the woods than the fence, you know? So let me see if I can do something funny, like draw a circle on there to kind of give where you guys are. No, I can't really do it that way, because that's an image. Maybe I can just,
So I'm looking at, sorry,
Here we
I just want to make sure.
No, that's fine.
I see something that looks like there's a bunch of trees,
Yeah.
a gate.
Right, the annex is to the left where you...
Half of a number sign. Okay, I see the annex.
Right.
It's almost like half of, oh, there it goes. Okay, all right, and then the school. All right,
Right,
so the
you're in
annex
that
is off to the left.
top right corner. That's basically where you guys have kind of like coalesced into that right corner.
Okay, all right. That just gives us something to work off of.
Right, because you wanted to be near the tree line in case you had to retreat, and the annex would have, if you were on the left side of the school when you exited, you would have had to deal with going around the annex before you snuck into the school. It doesn't make any sense. So you had to have been on the right.
Okay.
Anyway. Okay, so that's where we all are. But to the problem at hand. In a moment, something will emerge from that building. The real question is, what is your response when that happens? Or what is your response before that happens? I don't know.
We hear something is coming.
It sounds like a train. It sounds literally like like a roaring of things against against a track almost, but you also get like wailing and cursing and screaming and stuff, and it's coming out the door.
No, that does not sound good.
But I would like to give everyone a fair chance to decide what they want to do before the thing emerges. So let me know.
Dean, you look terrible. Why don't you take to the air, and see if there's a way that you can just hit it from above. Eddie, you and I are probably in the best shape, so let's try to be a little bit more up front. You're fast, so it'd be hard for you to get hit. Um, uh, Amos, you're not looking so great yourself, so why don't you try to stay in the back and give us some kind of verbal cues. I'm not really sure that. God, we've never actually been in a fight since the dog, and that was so quick. This is not going to be quick. The other option is that we just run. We just run toward the sound of the drums. What do you guys want to do?
Oh, Eddie, we got mic issue. Yeah. Scuff game.
Can I not hear somebody?
What's up?
I'm thinking.
Oh,
So I mean, if we flee,
Alright.
if we run away, I mean, is that going to end this for now? I mean, I feel like it. I don't think it stops here. I think if we run with it, just
it's not about an ending right here. It's about you not ending right here and him not ending right here. You guys are beat up. We need to make a decision. Do we stay here and fight, or do we run?
I hate to run from a fight, but I think that's the best option for us right now.
All right,
I don't know how much longer I can do this.
Amos.
Is the telepathy on?
Yes.
Yes.
That is a thing, and I
Ah.
assume that David's character is on telepathy mode now.
Hey, guys, I'm coming. I'm bringing in some extra help. I
Oh.
got
Well,
just stay safe and we'll be right there. We can help. We have to stop this.
okay. Anyway, Amos, why don't you hang back and Dean, you stay in the air. All right. I mean, if it starts throwing shit in the air, then get down and take cover. But you just got to hold it until the cavalry shows up.
All right.
Hopefully there's 9 people left in the building. I hope the firefighters actually get here soon.
Mm-hmm.
Firefighters are in real rounds, like real minutes. That's the thing.
They'll get there when they can get there as fast as they can.
Somebody got an alert, and it's popped up on a thing, right? And now he's looking at it, and he goes, "Oh, okay, we have to get moving." So they got to get all their gear on. Oh yeah, firefight is not. I mean, it's fast considering, but it's still going to be a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
Well, if this goo can make copies of people, and there's more of it coming, wouldn't they just make copies of everyone in the school?
It's kind of congealed into a single entity right now, and it's coming to
That
try
doesn't
to
mean
kick our
it's-
asses. So we should probably get armed, get ready to fight.
Okay. I am now going to do it where, like, in my head, I'm counting down to, like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, you guys you're doing baiting. You're like, so is it the consensus that you guys are just gonna stand and fight, or is anybody like straight up fleeing at this point?
I mean, I'm about to. Oh, I'm sorry. You go first.
No, we're here.
I
I think we're staying here. What about you, Dean, though?
I mean, I'm gonna take to the air, and I hope to find an opportunity just to strike.
Okay.
You know, so that we
Yeah,
don't
man,
all end here.
just protect yourself.
I never abandon my friends.
Okay. And so the consensus of stand and fight, and something bursts through the back of the building. Let me make everybody who's here, excluding Claire at the moment, because she's only seeing it through the telepathy, is going to have to make wits about you, because this is horrible and terrible and awful.
What's about you is plus mental.
It is a. Is it a mental or an emotional? I have to go get my. I can take my book out. Let's see. That's what it's for. Rolls.
Persona.
Persona. Yeah, yeah. It's how strong your will is.
Cool. Hey, that's a good one.
We actually made it. Nice.
Oh yeah, no, I got a 13.
Jesus. Stand and fight. Fight or flight. Kicks in hardcore.
Do I get anything for
I
For
will
having
work
an
on
iron
that.
will?
Yeah, anybody who gets extraordinary rolls, I usually try to do something fun with. So we'll figure that out. I just want to check how everybody else is doing.
What was that? That was wits about you.
Wits about you, yep. And then I will describe the horror that you just unfolded in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
On earth is this not?
And it makes sense because I literally already saw the thing.
Yeah, I would almost give you a bonus if you pushed me on it. I'd probably like, oh yeah, it's probably a +1 because you've seen part of it, but it hadn't
Mhm,
actually fully formed up when you looked.
Yeah. Oh, I see wits about you on here.
What? It is there. Basic moves.
Oh. Yeah,
Clash.
Mm.
Glimpse.
you can do it. Touch their heart, clash, glimpse the truth, be
All right, well,
vigilant.
I failed.
Oh, keep your wits about you.
Keep
Okay,
your wits
alright,
about you,
never mind.
yes.
Alright.
Here we are. I got to the page exactly. Okay. On a 10 plus, you do what you set out to do. Okay, but you're like high up. So who didn't pass? That's the easy way.
I failed.
Okay, so Amos, is that the only one that failed who was in the main group? Sounds. Dean, are you good? You made your roll?
The 7 to 9. So I got a 9.
Okay. You don't run away, but you are like shocked. you're spending basically your first round being like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, that's fair.
Anybody else in the 7 to 9 group? Oh, it's very silent.
Zeppo,
Zeppo?
you might be muted.
Okay.
Zeppo, you're muted.
Dean got 11. Okay. So he passed. He's doing great. And Claire
Sorry, I
doesn't
didn't realize I was muted.
No, it's
Well,
fine.
All right.
You're not quite there yet. You'll get
Yeah.
there probably at the beginning of the next round, or maybe one round after.
Yeah, just let me know when I get there.
Yep. And then
so
Ames
it says-
failed. Okay.
So it says here a 12 plus, and you gain 1 power. So it's
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, that makes sense.
a power
You'll
pool. Yeah, that will come in
stand-
handy.
I'm standing up to you. Is what you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I literally was like that. I already said that I was going to stand right in the front.
Yeah.
So Derek is definitely going to grab something that is going to kind of like work as a shield, and he's got his knife out, and he's ready to blast some magic beams at it. And would I get anything for trying to like grab like a like maybe like a bench or something like that to kind of use as a shield?
Oh, you want to try to like do that? We can do that on actual combat rounds because we're not actually, there quite yet. Let me first do that, and then we'll decide on things like that.
Either way, I've got something in my hand. You can play that as however you want.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with you like being like because you heard it coming, so I could say that you could have grabbed something to use. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. The creature bursts forth from the back of the school, its many eyes scanning around wildly, its many mouths spitting the vilest and horrible things you've ever heard. The thing that bothers you the most is not that it's huge, and not that it has many eyes and many mouths. The fact that bothers you the most is each of the voices is separate and unique. So it's like a chorus of different people spitting horrible, hateful things at you guys. And like its eyes are like the same color as the eyes of the people that were absorbed, and they're looking around wildly, and it shifts the mouths and the eyes across its body. Yeah, that's pretty horrible. And it is mostly really, really mad at at Derek, and is looking like straight at him. As it, let's see. So you got the 13 roll. Yeah, Eddie. This is. I mean, you don't fail, but this first round, you're just like, what? What is this? What am I looking at? The first thing it tries to do is reach out a pseudopod at Derek. But luckily, Derek has a plus to his roll if he wants to spend it, or he can make a physical roll.
So what are you saying? I basically need to dodge.
Yeah, what it has done is it sucked some of the goo into a single tendril and just shot it out and tried to grapple you, basically, because it wants you specifically.
Yeah, it's mad at me. So I need to make a
yeah, it's
physical.
Yep, that.
My worst stat.
And then
here.
it's spending its basically free action just trying to grab you, and then everybody's gonna start piling on it, I assume.
All right. Well, so I rolled a 7, so that's an 8.
Okay, it's still a success, but it's it's like a success where like it just swooshes by you and then goes back into its main body. We now start with. So first off, Eddie, I'm sorry you're a little shocked at the moment, so I'm gonna pause for you. Anybody? Amos failed, just outright failed, from what I remember, and this is one of the most awful things you've ever seen. Maybe you recognize one of the voices. Maybe you know somebody that might be part of this thing. But this is terrible. It is up to you to feel like if you want to run. If you could roll basically an emotional to try to stay there, or you could just flat out run away. Basically, it's up to you what you want to do.
Well, I never abandoned my friends, so
Right, all right. So you're gonna try to roll emotional to be like, no, I'm gonna stand.
emotionally stay.
Yep, that makes the most sense. You've been shocked. This thing is horrible, and it's like, I don't know how to explain it, because it knows who you guys are. It's saying the most terrible things about you. Like it's just like, oh, this, that, the other thing, and then it just shifts its body around.
7. If we're doing emotional, I got 7.
That's fine. That's still a success. You're like, no, I'm not running away. That's basically your round. It's not running away.
I mean, I never abandon my friends, and I think that's a pretty strong personality trait at this point. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's fine.
Good night.
Dean, you get
Yes.
an action as well. What are you doing? You did not fail your roll. You got a 10, I believe, or something. 11.
11.
What are you doing in response to it nearly trying to grab David and probably stick it in its belly, I assume?
And this is like the same goo-like substance
It
that I
was, yes.
attacked earlier.
Right, but the
And
arm
it,
is
like,
already
blew up.
like swooshed past and kind of retracted back into its main body. But one figures, I don't know, it might have just been lashing out at him specifically and then might get crazier later, but for certain, it definitely wants him for many reasons.
Does he look like he's got his like footing? Like, is he?
No, it didn't hit him. He kind of sidestepped it.
Right. I just want to. So, okay.
My question is what you're planning to do in response. Do you wish to go further away? What do you want to do?
He's torn. He's hesitating because he's so injured. leaps into the air, wings extended, and flies over to Derek, and he lands in front of him, in between him and the beast.
Okay, that's what your action is. Sure.
That's my action.
All right. Okay. So that does that. Swung at him. Did that. Action. It spends its action, if you want to call that, vibrating. Who knows? You can hear the footsteps of your friends in the distance coming up. They'll probably be here at the beginning of the next round. All right, and now anybody who stumbled. So let's start with Eddie. Eddie, what do you want to respond? You've gotten over the shock of this horrible thing rolling out the door.
I didn't. Other than was dodging my action. I didn't get to take an action in this.
No, that's sorry. Yes, we'll roll it back just slightly. Dave, what did your character want to do? Did you want to attack it in advance, or what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, it just lashed out at me, so I figure.
So we'll just have you shooting off or doing whatever it is at the end. That's fine.
So I'm gonna use my magic beam on it, which is you can make a clash attack with a magic beam at close range. Roll plus mystical for the attack, and then the damage is the mystical.
Right.
My mystical range.
And due to your perk, you basically heal whatever damage you take. Whatever damage they take.
Yes. Well, let's see if I do some damage first.
All right.
All right. Nope, don't do that. Oh, nice. I rolled an 11, so that's actually another 13.
13 damage? Oh, no, 13.
No.
Okay.
13 to hit.
Okay. 13 to hit. Yeah, you definitely, critted. So I'll describe that later. So what would the normal damage be?
The normal damage would be 2.
Right.
That's my mystical. So I'm
gonna assume that it's doubled. So you heroically shoot it in the right part, like a mouth or an eye or something.
So I think that when you do a clash action, oh wait, that's the wrong thing.
You get to pick a certain number of buffs, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead. You deal with those first, but I'm not doubling the buff. I'm just doubling the base damage. So
no, that's fine. Well, so I just wanted to look at what the clash was.
Sure.
So you get hold on a second, buddy. So you can force the enemy to flee. I assume that it's not going to flee. It's not just a regular person.
Well, it's
double damage, which is
that'd be weird.
Okay. You suffer no damage. All magical heroes get a +1 going forward. So can I have? So actually, what I was hoping to do. So I'm about to get 4 hit points, right?
Yeah.
Back. Is there a chance that I could reach out and transfer some of that to Dean, since he's now standing right next to me?
You don't have a healing perk, and the vampirism is your trait. You can't just you can't pass it on.
No, I figured I might as well at least. No, I never actually had the opportunity to try.
No, that's fine.
All right, so
you're telling me that I couldn't be a vampire?
Oh, so the double damage is an effect you can pick on a 12 or higher. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so they're not going to get a double damage because you can pick a double damage. Okay, I see.
Yeah, no. That's why I wanted to read that, because I was a little confused. So I'm going to get. It's really I'm only doing 2. I'm going to do the 2.
Yeah.
Damage. I'm going to get 2 hit points back, and then and then what I'm going to choose is all magical heroes get a +1 going forward.
Okay. So on 12 you picked 1 enhanced infect instead. So you decided to pick the one from the level 10 set?
Nope, that's from the 12 and above.
Okay.
On Clash.
Yeah, I'm looking at
I didn't
Clash.
look at the 10.
Right. So Oh, I see. They all get 1 forward. Okay. So you hit it in a critical spot. So you're only going to do the 2, but everyone else is going to get a bonus, is what you're doing. All right.
Oh, actually, okay. So actually, let me read that again. On a 12 or above, choose an additional effect. So basically, I can choose one from the 10 and one from
Yeah,
the 12.
see, that's remember how
Okay.
last time I had that weird clash thing where I'm like, wait a minute, we should really reread this. So
Yeah.
okay, so you do it's yeah, you get access to those tables. So you're getting an access
Okay.
to a 10 and an
Okay.
access to a 12.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
You force them where you want. You force them to stop to drop something. Ooh. Can I also force it to drop something? This might be a big ask, but
Oh, what would it be dropping? Or
her.
do I decide?
No, I would want it to drop her.
I'm
I'd
gonna
want.
be a nice GM and say that that's not gonna work.
No, okay, all right. I had to ask. All right. I can't imagine it's actually holding anything that I can see, right?
No, it's not holding anything that you can see. It is a mass with eyes
Okay.
and mouths. You could try force them where you want them because you're
Mhm.
firing a beam weapon, so you can kind of like keep them shoved in the door. That's a possibility as well.
Take one forward. Um, no, you know what? I'll just do the one additional harm.
Okay, so you're
So
doing,
it's gonna take 3 harm.
you know,
I'm gonna get healed 3, and then I'm gonna do the all magic heroes get a +1 going forward.
okay. So on everybody during this encounter, it says all magical heroes. Apparently, even Claire. All magical heroes are going to get a +1 bonus to rolls involving this encounter. Clash, things involving this creature.
What does magical hero mean?
You guys, you are magical heroes. That's what you. It is defining you as a magical hero. So any magical heroes involved in this combat, which is pretty much
So
everybody.
basically non NPC. Got it.
No, NPCs don't get the bonus. No, because they are not a hero. They are helping, but for their own reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, because Nick is technically magic, but he's not considered one of us. Right?
He's considered a helper, basically. The best way to put it is that he is like a squire to you guys, so he is not a full-fledged magical hero. He is a like an understudy, you know. So
Sure.
he doesn't have that title yet. Okay, sorry. So, but good news, Eddie, is that you get a +1 on your roll to this time. So there you go. So it is definitely did not like that. Apparently, it does. That is one of the things that can hurt it. So congratulations. You did damage and you healed that much back. So you're feeling better at least.
I'm up to 10 now.
Yep.
Oh, actually, and sorry to extend out my my turn further, but I also have to make one other roll because.
Every time you use that, yeah, you might want to start eating your friends. Sorry, go ahead, make that roll real quick.
Yep.
Hmm.
Ooh. Yeah. No, I am not doing well because that's a 2.
So here is what I think. Luckily, he wasn't attacking. He's attacking a big target. So this is the scene that plays out before you. Derek readies his beam of darkness. It shoots out critical damage. Beams comes out, hits him in the face, starts healing, and then his eyes turn red, and he's like, oh, and all his wounds start closing up, and then he looks like a guy that's at the buffet, and just stares straight at the creature, and is just like, I need to keep feeding, basically. So now he's basically berserk, but like he'll still make rolls at it for at least a short while, but he now has become obsessed with trying to consume it. Like, like he's like at a fucking yeah. He just wants to eat it.
I'm in a feeding frenzy. And I'm going to, and so I've got to keep attacking. I can attack anyone right now, but I'm going to keep obviously attacking it.
You attack the biggest meal at the moment, which happens to be in front of you.
And every time I do, I have to use. I'm going to play it like I have to use I have to find a way to use my vampire touch every turn, and so basically forcing me to eventually roll well enough to break out of my.
It would be an
out of my
emotional roll.
madness.
I would assume it'd be like you'd be like trying to shake yourself out of it.
Well, I'm just saying, like every time I'm going to feed,
Yeah.
and so every time I feed, I have the opportunity to roll well enough that I'm not
Right. No, that makes sense.
crazed anymore.
Okay.
And I'm also going to play this up. I'm going to play it up.
Okay, that's fine. Good news, your friend is healing. Bad news, he looks real hungry. Eddie.
Golden Corral in here or something.
It's a golden. He's frothing at the mouth.
Unlike Derek, Eddie does not have a bunch of magical like attack skills.
I mean, you could, I don't know, get next to it and electrify it like Pikachu. I don't know. What do you want to do?
Well, yeah, I
Do
could,
like 2 damage.
I could at least touch it and like shock it a little.
But you have to
I
get
think.
real close to it. I
But
don't know if
that
that's what
seems
you want to do.
Yeah, I don't know if there's some form of improvised attack. I don't have anything in my bag really. I thought about it, but I wouldn't have anything useful. Oh gosh. Yeah, I guess Eddie. At this point, we'll risk just going over there and trying to zap it.
All right, so you're real fast, so you can see it. So you zip up there, and you attempt just a clash action.
Yeah,
so
clash action,
basically a physical attack, except that your hands are basically electrified. So
Okay.
only because it's Eddie, he'd probably be able to retreat in the same
I got
action.
a +1 on that.
Yeah, so you have +1 going forward. Luckily.
Okay. That's an 8.
Okay, so it's a success. Let's see, clash action. We've been using it a lot recently. Eat. I think you don't have any penalties, and you do get to choose something.
I don't believe there's an extra effect. It's just.
Oh, you just managed to do your attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it has a little a static barrier, so.
So okay, so what is the damage for static barrier? I think it's like 1, or is it?
It's
more than
something.
that?
Hold on. Let me see here.
We'll also get static barrier page, and then we'll go from there.
Static barrier. Yeah, it's a +1.
Okay, so you're using it as an attack. 1, so just say you +1 damage. What's your magic rating?
You mean my mystical?
Yeah, your mystical.
That's a -2.
Oh, okay. You do 1 damage. Tasering. I know. Let's see. So Derek to fight a little. Yeah. All right. So you do 1 damage, but it did hurt them. Luckily, the way I'm playing this.
Plus my physical, right? Or no?
No, your physical damage does nothing. It's immune to physical
damage.
Because
I knew that. It was
right,
not
but the electricity does hurt it. So what you did is, I assume, because you're really fucking fast, is you basically flashed forward, punched it, and then did like a high-speed retreat. So it's just like zoop forward, zoop back, because you're really fast, and so that's a single action basically. Only for you would rushing forward and rushing back be a single action. No other person.
Well, I have the move fast, so I
know.
Fast and static barrier are my 2 moves right now.
Yep. That's basically what I pictured as your half action is going up to it, and your half action and then attacking, and then half action back. All right, so that's that. You know what? We start with the people that didn't get to do anything. Amos, what's your plan?
So it came out of the school, out of the back entrance, right?
Oh yeah, yep. It came out of the back entrance and looking hungry for Derek. That's that's the general consensus.
But I mean, that means I'm like ways away from it, right?
Oh no, it came out the back entrance, not the front entrance. So
I get that.
Okay.
We were because in the previous session we came out of the back entrance and then we were running away.
Right.
From the back entrance. So I'm saying like there's probably some distance in front of us.
There's more distance than probably in front of David's character, or definitely Eddie's, because you go ahead.
And is it standing next to any of them?
No, it is not close enough to be standing next to them. It is literally just emerged from its
Right. So I mean,
place.
I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't be able to like run up and hit it, kind of thing.
Not without help. No, you could run. You could advance through the woods to the end of the tree line, basically running, and then you'd at least be closer.
I feel like, okay, I guess that makes sense. I guess I'll get to the tree line, but I feel like I'm probably still shook from like the initial sort of
Okay.
horror impact. So I'll do that. But I'm
All right.
like, I guess I'm a little skeevy about engaging just because of like
Yeah. Fair.
the terror that I've experienced.
Okay. So yeah, that's fine. All right, so you're advancing through the woods, but you're not at full speed. Ironically, you could hear your friends coming behind you because of where you are. It's because you're further into the woods, and they were crossing through them. So as you advance, you hear your friends coming up behind you, basically. Let's see. Dean, you are standing there between Derek and this monster. What's your action? Just gonna guard him? Be vigilant over.
No, I'm looking over my shoulder at Derek, and
He just shot a magical beam past you and hit this creature. Man, that would have been 2 ones. That would have been
I
funny.
have this, like, I'm probably, like, because my hit points are so low, I'm probably white,
Yeah.
but I turn like a paler shade and say to him, I thought you needed my help. You don't need my help. I need your help.
He's like
And I look
frothing
back
at the
at this
mouth.
monster, and I take to the air and just try to get away.
Okay, you're basically
Derek
fleeing.
scares
That's
me.
fair. Derek is scaring you. All right. And now I didn't have them. 1, 2. Claire and Party can now see the main group and are in the woods. Basically, they can see what's going on as far as the combat goes. Through the woods there. Do I do that? Last round it was vibrating, which wasn't great. Okay. As Claire and the rest of the group will be here at the beginning of the next round, it will do its action, which it built up an entire round for. Who was up front? It was Derek. Dean flew off, so he doesn't count. Amos isn't there. So it's basically like Derek and Eddie that are standing there. It starts to vibrate, and then it rushes forward as a whole mass, as if little tiny legs are propelling it forward. So basically what had happened is, while it was vibrating, it generated a whole bunch of little legs underneath it, and then it causes it to catapult forward based on the momentum of all the little legs. And it is rushing towards you as a large ball. Both of you should probably roll physical. Eddie.
Okie dokie.
Yep. Yeah. Actually, even if frothing at the mouth, he wants to eat it, so he still doesn't want to get trampled by it. Yeah. He's not like that dumb. He's not dumb. He's just hungry.
That is barely a pass. With a 7.
Okay. Well, the good news is you got a +1 going forward.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah,
did
great.
you count
Yeah.
for that? Okay.
No, that's an 8.
Okay. There you go. Did you pass the physical, Eddie?
That's a 7, or yeah, 7.
With the bonus?
Yeah.
Ooh. You guys dive out of the way as something that sounded like basically a train, except it's like lots of little feet, as it pummels through like some trees and kind of shatters them as it passes by. At that point, everyone is now in the same place. Basically, you're like all in the combat zone with it, and unfortunately, it is now in the woods too. All right. We'll start at the top with David, who's frothing at the mouth. David?
Yeah. No, we really only get just like you can attack and move, right?
So I have allowed things like you can attack and half step, and you can do or a full attack or a full run. But yeah, basically.
All right. No, I mean he's just gonna move into into that same range again, and
Beam
hit it
weapon.
with his beam weapon again. Not great, but I still passed with a. Okay, so that's a roll of 5. I'm adding 3 to that, so that's an
Okay.
8.
Okay, so a total roll of 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's basically just a hit for 2, because that's what your attack does.
Yes, 2.
Okay. Then you gain that back if you didn't
Yeah,
have that. Yeah, yeah.
because you both do damage to each other. You do damage equal to your weapon.
I think that's a
So, yeah.
failure. An 8 is not a failure, is it? No.
No, it says on Clash it's a 7 or
Okay,
above.
so you 7 above. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm hitting it, it's hitting me, and I'm getting the hit points back, but that means I'm using the vampiric touch automatically. Obviously I have to anyway. And all right, that's fine. I just rolled an 11 and it's plus persona, so that's
Yeah.
a 12. So I am I kind of like I snap out of it. Because I rolled well, I'm gonna say that I'm not gonna falter. Like if I had just passed, I was gonna actually like forfeit my next turn.
Okay.
But because I'm rolling, that's a pretty good roll.
Right.
I'm probably just a little bit dazed and a little sick to my stomach, but okay.
Okay, yeah, so it would have done a point of damage to you with it's basically another one of its paws, but you absorbed more than the damage, so it doesn't really matter. So there's no point in like
Yeah.
counting that out. So basically just say you broke even is the best way to explain it.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, so you did 2 damage, you broke even, and a pseudopod is kind of near you because it swung at you. Alright. Eddie's fast. Eddie, what are you doing? You're engaged in closer combat than you would want with this thing.
Yeah. Great. There's not really much I don't think I can do except zap it, so I'm gonna keep zapping it.
Just gonna keep going with the. Okay, that's fine. It's still knocking health down.
So let's roll for that. Oh gosh. That's a 5 with the bonus. That's a failure.
That is a failure. Okay. How would I? No. That's the easy thing. Okay. So you fail. Now I want you to roll physical.
Okay, that's much better. Physical, so that's 11.
Okay. What happens is you go to do your electric, basically like do electric shock, and what it tries to do is it eats the damage. So what it does is it kind of like waves over you a bit, like it splashes over you to try to suck you in. You're like, no, and you push off of it. So basically, yeah, it said, well, it just decided it's like, no, I'm gonna take the damage and just try to like swallow you.
Mm.
So yeah, that was unpleasant. You don't take any damage, but if you had failed that physical, you probably would have been sucked into the maw of it.
That was close.
Let's see. Dean is flying away, I think, unless he told me something else. What is your plan? Just gonna run for it? Because if you just run for it, we can just what's your plan, Dean?
Yeah, I'm shooken.
Okay.
I'm just keeping my distance. I don't know what I can do right now without the risk of causing fatal harm to myself.
The only thing that you can really do at this point that would be helpful is you are up above the combat, so you could kind of get an idea of where things are. So like, you know what I mean? Like you could kind of be like, okay, this is where group 1 is, this is where group 2 is. If you want, because you're not really involved in the combat, you could also see above the tree line and see possibly a motorcycle going in the direction of the school. if that is a thing that you'd want to do.
They're like they're coming towards the school.
Yeah, there's a main road that runs along the school, and in the distance, because now it's been about a minute 30, you do see a bike like traveling across like down the road.
Does Dean is Dean anticipating this? I don't remember if this plan was made if he was
Oh,
made aware of this plan.
I feel like it's been mentioned around you that like this is a present thing that's going to happen, but no one has directly mentioned what it is. I don't think no one's really sat Dean aside and said, "Oh, by the way, there's this guy coming." But like everybody's been worrying about it. It's more like along the lines.
Okay. Okay, so but he knows that something's coming to help.
Right.
The cavalry.
Right. And so
Okay.
if you're following his movements, Derek can also follow where he is, and so could the rest of the group because it's telepathy. So you could easily at least work as like a very high up camera to the situation if you don't want to get involved in combat.
Yeah, I don't think I want to get involved in combat right now unless I absolutely have to.
All right, that's fair. And now finally, Claire, you have arrived. The woods. Actually, it's easier for you guys now because it came closer. It came into the woods, so you're now much closer to it. What's your plan, Claire?
I think Claire might have stepped out for the second.
Maybe. Let me go check the chat. Maybe she said something. I mean, to be fair, let's see. What else could we do? Amos has not done anything yet. Let's go to Amos if we're waiting on Claire. You didn't do anything yet, Amos, right? You were just advancing slow through the woods, but nervously.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, some of your fear has come to fruition. The thing came into the woods, and it's not in the woods, but it is at the edge of them.
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
so for one, like, I guess let me explain my mental state here.
Okay.
Because I mean, while I'm afraid, I am, I don't abandon my friends. But,
Right.
But also, I am still like not seriously injured, but definitely feeling it, Mr. Krabs, from last time.
Okay.
I'm at 8 out of 10 health.
Yeah.
But and also just in general, my character, not sure if I ever like I did change some of the skills, right? One of the skills is almost purely defensive. That was like the middle skill that I feel like I never I did figure out later. Which is I can basically teleport to defend someone.
Yeah.
Anyway, so ultimately I'm in a bit of a defensive posture, if you will.
The teleport to defend someone, I think all you have to do is define that target, and you were just kind of already you would go straight to that target.
They appear next to them, but they have to be in like your line of like you have to be able to see them basically.
I believe it also takes a PowerPoint, so you have to have a PowerPoint for that.
I don't know if it does. Wait, hold on.
I'll save you, right? Yeah.
I'll save you.
Let me double check. Oh yeah, it is. Oh right, I remember because I had the question about PowerPoints last time for that reason.
Yeah.
The only reason my character hasn't used it yet.
Fuck. I see. All right. Well, since we're in a combat.
Yep.
Can I what skill like I can't really use like analytical skills, I guess, or can I?
Depends on what the analytical skill is.
Right. I can't like glimpse the truth.
Yes, you can. That glimpse the truth is still a viable combat thing. It is, what does this mean? What's the best way in it? You can do. There are ways to use glimpse the truth.
There's glimpse the truth, and there's be vigilant, which is analyzing a dangerous situation versus analyzing.
I see. No, I get what you mean. Let me look to see if, because you're right. Glimpse the truth is more like you're in an office and you're searching for something and you're trying to find a connection, and then Hold on. Let me see if glimpse can be used that way. At any time, you attempt to investigate what's really going on. It says any time. So I don't see why you couldn't use it in combat. It's just that the other one is specifically combat focused. Threatening situation, you attempt to be vigilant. Yeah, okay. So you could either use either. One is more like you're like sitting down and thinking about it. The other is more of a combat focused one.
Right. Okay, fair enough. I guess it's a different pool of questions that I ask depending on
Right, yeah. One is fight or flight.
Yeah, I mean,
questions.
since I'm probably still relatively like I don't think the thing is next to me, right?
No, it is not.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take this opportunity to apply some of that big brain power.
Okay.
And see if I can glimpse the truth here.
Okay, what are you glimpsing about?
Well,
let me first make your roll. Yeah.
Let me roll first. Yeah, I've been fucking. Oh my god, I rolled 10 plus. Let's see, what's my mental again? I think it's plus 2 or something. So I think that's a 12.
Are you
Double
12
check.
roll? Nice.
Well, I'm gonna double check. Mental plus 2, and it's plus mental. And I think on a plus 12,
You can ask the GM any question.
on a plus 12, I actually do get a PowerPoint.
Oh.
Which is why I was asking about this. Sorry, I'm actually a little sick.
Don't worry about it, man.
Stroke of genius. Yeah, it's just my voice is a little fucked. Let me just double text. Stroking my genius. Stroke of. Come on. Hey, find it. Oh God. Genius. Stroke of genius. When you make a glimpse of truth on a PowerPoint on a plus 10. Oh, so I get it either way.
Yep.
But I rolled a plus 10 plus 2, so that's a 12, and I can ask.
You basically ask me, as the moderator, a question about the situation, and I have to answer it truthfully. So.
Okay. On a plus 12, do you have any question? Not on the list, but well, let me just see what kind of questions there are, just to get some inspiration.
Okay, that's fine.
So I guess the question. I guess I'll ask a question about, well. So can I ask something that it would be more of a be vigilant question? I mean, I guess it's anything really, right?
I mean, there are be vigilant.
Any question not on the list. I guess it says ask GM any question.
You're literally when you make that crit roll, you're basically like getting divine inspiration. You're like,
yeah.
I need to know something. But be careful the way you phrase it, because I could just answer it and be like, and that's my answer. You know.
Right. I get that. I get, ask the right questions, you get the right answer.
Right.
Of course. Right. So this thing, from what I understand, this is just me thinking out loud. So from what I understand, this thing is like made out of like multiple, so sort of just like glued together multiple beings, because they're all just kind of like sucked into this like king of like a rat king sort of situation.
Well, yeah, it's basically. It is the goo that was in the room plus all of the clones that it made.
Yeah,
so it is sucked them up.
Yeah. It's like a transformer that exactly. What's that like? A rat king situation. Old tails kind of like. Anyway, so I guess what? How do we split its power? Like how do we split it up and reduce its power?
Fair question, and you have sort of an answer already. You recall, and I'm going to give you, because this is specific to you, it's sort of like a flashback, you see it in black and white, and it's like you have the hammer in your hand, and you're hitting one of the creatures, and it looked confused for a second, like it didn't know where it was or what to follow, and then like you think, well, if I hit it with the hammer at close range, you know what I mean, like do like close range attacks with the hammer, you might be able to isolate individual beings within the being, and so that would weaken it. You know what I'm saying? Like you would try to separate them, like by hitting specific, like you look for like a face, let's say, and you'd hit that face.
Sure, but that only stuns them, and then they kind of go back to being being back together with the thing. So it's like it's not a
when
it's not a
you
perma-stun.
when you did it though, it did look like it would be confused for more than like a round before. But that's of course when they were sucked away. That was just like they basically lost being a consciousness for that moment. You know what I mean? They're being pulled away. But
Right, that was only one round before they regain like it's not a permanent.
it's not you're right. It's not a permanent solution, but it would. You could cause segments of it to fight against the whole or separate, possibly. You're not sure. You haven't tried it.
Sure, but I guess my question was how to split it up. So you're saying hit each individual face that we see on like basically like in the amalgamation.
In the amalgamation. So if you were targeting like specific faces, you might get like segments of the goo to separate from the whole, so that you're fighting singles again and not this mass.
Gotcha. Okay, sure. I mean, I have more questions, but
Okay. Sorry. That was it.
yeah, no, I mean, I can do it next round.
All right. So that's that. Claire, at this point, your group is caught up. What is your plan?
Okay. Fuck. First, I see the thing in my face.
Oh, right. Sorry, Claire, make a roll. That's the first thing. You didn't get to see it before. You only got like an idea of what it looked like.
People are freaking out over it and things are happening. I have kind of an idea. I was not prepared. It's 2d6, right?
Yeah.
2d6 and then add.
Oh, but the +1, you get a +1 roll because it says all magical heroes, so you still get a +1 roll versus fear against this thing.
What's about you is
emotional.
Is that emotional? Okay, I don't have a negative on that. 10.
Okay, you stand firm. It does not frighten you. Weirdly enough, the lizard man is immune. He doesn't.
I'm not surprised.
He doesn't flinch at the face of something strange and unusual. If anything, he would try to put a lab coat on. You know what I mean? Like, okay, this is unusual. Nick. How would I determine that? He's fine. Because he knew kind of what he was signing up for, because he had examined this thing before. Like, this is terrible and awful, but, like, it's not enough to really shake his resolve, you know? So there we go. So that's that group. Claire, what is your plan now that I'm not making that your entire action, just dealing with that. So that was just your initial shock of actually getting to see it.
So what's happening currently? What do I see? Someone's flying, right?
It looks like Dean has flown up to a vantage point and is observing the area. Amos is closer to where you guys are. Looks like he's doing the same, but from an analytical standpoint, it looks like he's like plotting like how best to deal with the situation. Derek is frothing at the mouth and is like trying to buffet the creature. And Eddie looked like he went in for a swing, but then the goop tried to grab him and suck him inside.
Wait, he's frothing. He's not okay, is he?
He's okay-ish. I think, though, after that last burst, he actually stopped frothing a little bit, so he's probably getting better.
Derek, do you need help?
Sure, telepathy for free.
I say in my mind and also out loud.
Just fight the thing. We gotta break it up. We gotta help whatever her name was. You gotta help him.
All right, I'll help.
Stop
whoever
drooling.
Her name is.
Okay, sorry.
I transform.
Okay.
I didn't yet.
Yeah.
And,
technically transforming is around. So basically, you need to help them, and you start to transform. Every time we've done transformations, it's been a whole round. So
I
unfortunately,
do my magical girl transformation.
You're doing your magical girl transformation. That's what you're doing this round.
Yep.
All right. What does it want to do? It didn't get. It didn't get Eddie, but it's more pissed off at Derek, who's doing the most damage. Derek, I want you to make a magic roll, the 2d6 and the magic stat.
Hold on. One second. Back to my phone. Or the other phone.
Amorphous boss.
2d6 plus
Yep.
plus
Your magic stat.
mystical.
Your mystical stat. Yep.
Yep. Come on, phone. Why is my phone doing this right now? Okay. And so I'm adding my +2 from my mystical plus the 1 going forward.
Yeah, the one going forward. Yep.
Uh-huh. I rolled a 6, so that's a 9.
Okay. You resist. Basically, what it did was pretty. Like I said, this thing is like a freak show on wheels. Its mouths all went to one side and then screamed in your face. Basically, it tried to like shock you by like doing a sound attack at you, and you're like, no, it's just like you shake it off. So like you basically, it tried to like do some sort of weird magical shout at you.
Okay. All right. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Well, you know what? Is it my turn?
Yeah, we could play it as at the beginning of the round. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So I didn't take any damage.
You didn't.
But Derek is going to fight fire with fire, as it were, because so my wish ability. One of the things that I can do with my wish is I can increase or decrease, but in this case, I can increase the sound of my voice. And so it was trying to shatter me with
sound. It was trying to yell at you. Yeah.
And so recently I found out that certain decibels, like above, like
I know what you're gonna do. Okay, go ahead.
Above like 130, 140 decibels is actually like dangerous to hear. And so since the thing is like has like in kind of like come all the way, has kind of engulfed me. If I were to yell, no one else would hear this except it. So I'm going to use my wish, and I'm going to attack it back with sound. And I'm going to actually try, because I know what Amos was thinking about as far as like
I was gonna say this is actually this is actually pretty like this actually goes well. What I was saying, because it's like you can vibrate it apart basically.
Yeah, because it was vibrating before, so it's already vibrating. So I'm just gonna like try to like
go ahead.
I'm gonna try to like zero in on that vibration frequency.
You have no idea what's about to happen. Go ahead.
And well, let's see if I can make the roll.
But also, David, you started that sentence with I recently learned about a specific frequency. I thought you were gonna go for the brown note, but this also works.
Well, it's actually a specific decibels. So people actually talking about 60 decibels, but sound can kill at like I couldn't quite figure out exactly what the theory is, but it's like around like 200 decibels you can do serious damage.
I mean, they got
that you can theoretically kill.
Those sonic cannons, yeah.
Let me explain what's going to happen. He's going to make a magical roll, and he's going to deal damage equal to his magical stat, his magic stat, and then I'll explain what happens after that. But let's do. It's a magical attack. You're literally using your wish. That's for free. I'm not making you. Well, actually, you rolled for the wish. That was a separate action. Now you're rolling to actually do the thing. So the roll I made for the wish was a 7 plus the 3, so that's a 10. Fine. That's fine. Wish is fine.
So I get there should be like some like benefit. Like I should be able to get a couple of things. Let's say I can double the damage because of a high roll or whatever. Okay, so
no.
Now you want me to roll what?
Now you're rolling a magical attack. Basically, you're doing a voice attack with your. Unless you want to call this a physical attack, which would you prefer? I'll give you the preference.
No. This is definitely a voice.
Okay.
So I get the wish to be able to heighten my voice. So let's say because I rolled a 10, I'm able to really bring the decibels up, and also not necessarily hurt my own eardrums.
Okay.
In a sense.
Yeah, not hurting yourself is probably the best way to go with that.
Yeah, it's a really good idea. And now I'll make another one
for the actual attack.
For the actual attack, and so I've rolled the 9, and that's a 12.
Okay.
With the +3.
So deal with it in the way that you would deal with a 12 clash action. So in that case, you would be doing whatever those benefits are as well.
Okay, so let me go back over to that page.
But remember,
I
it's
can-
equals the stat that we use. So in this case, it was the magic stat. So right, your magical stat.
So I can choose one from the 10,
right,
the 10 section, and one
From
from
the
the
12.
12 section. So, I still want the force it to drop something thing. So you said that they're ultimately different parts of this thing.
Right.
So
Okay.
I can't say what one I want it to drop, but I mean I'm trying to get it to shatter. So I
Right.
want a piece of it to break
Okay,
off
so
and
you're
drop
well,
off.
at least one solid person almost to fall out.
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah. So
gotcha.
something is going to fall out, and maybe we could make a roll for that to see if it's her or
Right,
if it's
right,
just one of the regular ones.
All right.
And then force the enemy, inflict double damage. Can I do a add another one going forward, or is that potentially topping, like going over your you said
What?
you'll never do more than +3, right?
Right, but it won't be going over my +3. The only part that gets annoying is actually. Here's the thing: you could do that, but then if people do together rolls and things like that, that's gonna start actually being detrimental because you're gonna have like. I'm not going to let you go above 3, so doing this together might actually be not a great play at that point.
Well, that's why I want to ask. So in that regard, I will do the it also I also have the option of forcing it to flee, but can I instead say, can I have it drop 2 things?
You want to go down
in a sense, I'm actually
go down 1 step to do that. That's fine. I'll allow that.
Yeah. So in this case, instead of trying to do more damage to it, I'm getting it to actually, again, I'm trying. The whole point was to get it to shatter, so I'm actually blowing 2 pieces off.
What is even more crazy is I know exactly how this plays out. So this is gonna be great. So go ahead.
Yeah.
So you're dropping 2. So the end effect is you're doing how much damage? Let's just do the damage total. So
the damage itself would just be the 2 mystical, unless I'm adding the third the one going forward thing.
No, it doesn't.
If I'm adding
it doesn't add to damage, just rolls.
Okay.
Like
yeah. So in that case, I'm just doing 2 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm shattering 2 pieces of it off.
Okay. So now I'll explain what happens. Sorry about that's a lot of things that happen there.
No.
So everyone sees Derek do something, which is people have seen Derek do Wish before. So he's doing Wish, and then his voice becomes very booming, but you can't hear it. Thank God you can't hear it at full volume because he's basically had to put his face up against it so that people wouldn't be deafened. So he puts his face near it and does this like shout back at it, and the creature ripples and like still does like trembles. It'd be like a pond, like, and then like out the back of it, like 2 full people kind of like poop out the other side of it, and you, as Derek, because you're really close to it, notice that the sonic attack did more damage than you thought. So it definitely messed it up a bit.
Yeah. So
all right. Now
taught it a lesson.
Becomes a luck roll, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make a luck roll to see if she actually is one of the ones that falls out.
Right.
So what do I want to? Because I'm doing 2. Should I do 2 luck rolls?
Oddly enough, the way I have this staged in my head, it's just the 1 luck roll.
Okay. Can you tell me what my target number is?
No. It's your same magic stat. You're still getting a +1 on rolls going forward, so that still applies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm still adding 3.
Oh yeah. Right. You're still adding 3 to it without any other fun stuff.
Okay.
So yes.
Well, I'm just wondering that if, because I've doubled the possibility, is the target number at least a little bit lower?
The target number Well, in my mind, I know what the target number is. You're just do the roll, and
Okay.
yeah, we'll work
Just
it from
asking.
there. No, I get it. The target number is lower. I can tell you that.
Okay. So I rolled a 7, and so that's a 10.
Perfect. That's anywhere where my mental roll was somewhere between 8 and 10 because you're doubling the odds. You don't not
Yep.
like just barely a success. You probably wouldn't have got them. All right. So what happens? And that might actually stop the creature temporarily. But anyway, what happens is you see one of them forms up and looks like Eleanor, and one of them forms up and looks like Eleanor. Except one is like Eleanor, like with female features and the way you expect to see her, and then the other one is like a male Eleanor, like sitting over on the other side, and then the bluish creature is still there. But for the moment, they seem like stunned because they just got ejected from this goop thing. Oddly enough, Eddie, you're right up there.
I guess I'd break the roll be vigilant.
What's up?
I'm gonna roll a be vigilant.
All right, be vigilant. Sounds good.
Oh, that was awful. Hold on. Yeah. Okay.
It's the opposite of being
that's-
vigilant, huh?
It's the opposite. Well, being clumsy, I think, is he's about to be
yeah,
clumsy.
that's a failure. That's a 6.
Okay. I think what happened is you were distracted. You turned around and these two people fell out, and you're like, "What?" And then now you're gonna make a physical roll because you probably like tripped and something happened to you.
Good. Okay.
You were like trying to be vigilant, but there was just too much going on.
Sure. Physical. I don't have a +1 on this, right?
Yeah, I'll give you that. It's versus the thing.
Okay. Um, that's an 8.
Okay. What happened was you turned around and you were like trying to pick a target to be vigilant to, and you nearly backed up into the rest of the body of the thing. So you're like, you know what I mean? It was right there. So you turned around and you're like, oh shit! You almost fell into it again. So yeah, that was the thing that happened to you. The rest of your round is being like, oh no, get it, back it up. Oh god, Dean, you're observing this whole thing off above. I would feel bad if I didn't give you a chance to like act, even if it's just I continue watching. I wanted to give you an action, you know?
Yeah. Hmm. I'm gonna roll be vigilant, and let me roll that.
Okay.
I rolled 6. And so the purpose of me rolling be vigilant was to assess the situation and determine what would be best for the group and of course my own being. So because I failed, I think I should ignite the sword and charge forward towards this horrendous scene unfolding
Okay.
below
Hold
me.
on. So you try to be vigilant. Luckily, igniting your sword is an action. Like you're getting your weapon ready. So okay, so that's like the half action. So what happened was you're like, yeah, we're winning, guys. Yeah, I got this. We got this. And so you light up your sword, but you have not descended from the tree line. You have simply become. You're like, no, we're winning this. I can help. So you've armed yourself, but have not actually dove from the tree. We'll worry about what happens on next rounds with that.
Fair enough.
Because it doesn't make sense number of rounds wise. You couldn't clear that distance, so you're basically getting ready to leap from the trees.
Yeah, that makes sense because I definitely
Went high up there, you know. So
right.
all
Okay.
right. Claire, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna try and hex it.
Ooh. All right. Try that hex.
I'm gonna try and curse it. Maybe I can cause it to slow down a little bit.
Let's see.
It's mystical, so that is a 13.
All right.
I'm done with this thing.
Super hex. I'm sure there's extra bonuses for that.
12 plus hold 3.
Nice. Yeah, I see hex now. All right.
Yeah.
You could just straight do damage. What do you feel like you wanna?
I could just do damage.
Or I mean, there's a lot of things here. What would you like?
What would a negative condition on the target even mean?
I assume a debuff. That makes sense to me. Poison, sleep. Oh, that would be funny.
That would be
I am
funny.
not gonna lie, that would kind of be funny.
That would be funny. I think I'm gonna do sleep.
Okay, you're gonna attempt to just sleep.
I'm gonna put it to sleep. Go to bed.
I don't think it's immune to that. Okay, that's funny. So sleep and what
I'm
else?
gonna cause I don't want it to.
Are you
Well-
targeting the mass or are you targeting the 2 individual targets? I just need to know for targeting sake.
Which one would be the one in control?
Yeah, there's 2 Elidors on the ground. One is a female Elidor and one is a male Elidor. Like, I don't know, both?
I'm gonna assume both. I'm
Just
just-
as a
can't-
tactician, I feel like putting the individual pieces to sleep is probably an effective strategy.
Yeah,
Just do
I'm
all
gonna do
3 and be
that.
like, go to sleep.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Let's just do that.
This is awkward. Okay, here's the thing. That is not a physical attack. That is not, and they are currently already confused and not in a state to basically be like, oh, you shouldn't do that to me. So, all right, that's gonna be funny. Amos, your round starts, and there are now 2 sleeping people on the ground, and then the gel has subsided into like a pool that's kind of like snoring. I guess. That's the best way to explain it. Amos, your turn.
Yeah, one second.
I can't see any resistance to that. It's not in the skill set. It's still a living creature. Sleeped. No physical.
Yeah,
physical, yeah, okay. It is
One second.
asleep. It's at least for a little while.
That gives us time. Not
And
much.
The
but
way that
something.
sleep works is if it gets attacked, it will wake back up almost immediately. But if it's not attacked, definitely until you wake it up, or at least till like a regular normal amount of time passes.
So, well, like, I guess what do we want to do here? Do we want to just like let it nap while we pour some gasoline, get some gasoline, or what?
I mean, we could try to get those people out of the building and make sure they're safe.
Well,
or we could
the
prepare.
Well, the peacekeeper said he's doing that, right? So,
Oh, but yes, the students. I don't think Peacekeeper was talking about the people who were passed out in the hallway.
I
Not how I interpreted it.
assume those people were probably gobbled up into this thing. Oh, you mean get those people out of this thing?
Brian, there was people in the hallway still, right? Or in the
Right, but I'm saying I
same-
assume that the jelly, when it like came out of the school, probably sucked
Rolled
them.
over them. Probably.
Yeah, right.
Is what
Well,
you're
I'll
assuming.
literally probably like sucked them into itself. You know.
I guess it's possible.
Those were the actual people, not the portions.
Yeah, I
of
get
the jelly.
that.
Yeah.
I get that,
Um,
but they were suspended in jelly before, so they're probably inside of this thing, right? No?
Well, we should be able to see. We'd be able to see.
Oh, I
See
guess
them,
yeah.
I
I guess we
think.
would be able to see them, right?
I think that we should grab the 2 of them, these 2 people, and get them away, and then we can just dispose of this thing because
Well-
there's nothing about this jelly creature that is worth keeping.
Or, no, never mind.
This thing needs to get destroyed. I'd say we destroy it. I agree.
Right, and we know it's susceptible to fire. So
Yeah, between Dean and I, we should be able to light it on fire pretty
yeah. So
easily.
maybe you wish for some gasoline.
Before we
I was
do
thinking
this,
some hairspray. But yeah, sorry, Brian.
no, sorry. Before we do this, David, you are up close with this thing. Could you please For the love of God, make a 2d6 mental roll before you start torching things.
You asked me
Uh,
to do that?
No, Derek. He was up close, and he's also responsible for the shattering, so he saw what happened up close. And he really kind of wants to make that.
That's mental, you said?
Yes, mental
So
2d6.
that's an 11.
Okay. Derek, when you shattered it and the pieces fell out, they were goop until they became people. So, like, they turned into people and fell on the ground. You can decide your
Oh.
actions from there. I just figured I'd let you know.
Okay, so maybe the other humans were absorbed into it, like Amos was just saying. All right.
Are we out
Actually,
of
my
combat?
friends in there, I kind of
Or-
don't want.
So there's good and bad news. Yes, you're out of combat, but that means time's going to accelerate. So you don't know how long before like Warsong comes flying around the corner.
Yeah, I don't know if
Ed-
Eddie could go quick check the hallway. I want to check the
Yeah.
hallway.
I was just gonna say that. Why don't you go check the hallway and see who's there, and
Oh,
then
right.
we
Yeah,
may
that makes sense.
have to start like pawing through this thing and trying to pull people out.
Okay.
Last speaking of shattering it, I mean, last time I hit it with a hammer, it seemed to have made it into a stun lock. So I don't know, like, what is the best way of shattering it? Like, if we attack it, it will immediately wake up. So, like, other than attacking, do we have any non-attack way of split? I mean, like, the voice thing that the vibration thing you did. I mean, it would still wake it up because that is
Yeah.
loud and
Well, let's let Eddie go do what Eddie was gonna do.
sure. That makes sense. Makes sense. Yes.
Okay. First thing, since we're kind of in non-combat, but now you kind of see like the timer moving faster because now you're not like you're discussing things, people are asleep. Anyway, Eddie goes into the building. No, the hostages are still on the ground. They are not in the gel. This thing rushed out after you. They're not. It didn't stop to pick them up. So, thought on this would be to absorb them and do that. It has to remain inert and soak them. It's not. It can't be like draining them and doing the thing. It's you know what I mean.
Yeah, but
Sure.
but also it also means we don't know if there's anyone else sort of.
But
I guess-
what I mean is,
involved with it.
on the ground are the remaining hostages that you did
Oh,
not
so
save.
there are
previously.
no one. There is no one else.
There is no other hostage else right at the
Yeah,
moment.
it might be possible that different aspects of Eleanor are still fused with the goo.
Well, that's Eleanor's problem. I don't know.
I mean,
Well, I mean
that's up
the
to
two
you.
that the two that I dealt with are here. So I
Okay,
mean,
Eddie.
I don't want to hurt anybody else, but
Now that you've kind of
go, Brian.
no, Eddie. Now that you've kind of picked up on that idea. Now you can make the roll.
Great.
So 2d6 and mental. You're like maybe there's different elements to this that I don't get.
Okay. 2d6. Okay. Yeah. Plus mental. That's a 9.
Okay, that's enough. Okay. Now seeing all the pieces, you go, okay, there are no people inside the goo monster right now. But there's also not an Eleanor on the ground. Because this thing absorbs people and then copies them or whatever. The only possible explanation is Eleanor is the goo. So there's an issue here. You can't torch the creature and not torch Eleanor. Because she is the creature and the creature is her.
Do you share this information with the rest of the party?
Yeah. Yeah, Eddie's like, I'm pretty sure Eleanor is the goo. I don't see any way to separate them without waking the goo.
One
Well,
second.
I never liked that bitch anyway.
No, stop. Stop.
So it sounds like we need to keep shattering it, right?
Yeah, I guess so. We just need to split it up, I guess. I don't see any other way to get Eleanor back.
The only thing that comes to mind is you could shatter it, but basically all you're doing is you're weakening her to the point where you could kind of like maybe converse. You can't. There's no way you could beat her in a like you can't burn her because that's literally just like torching Eleanor. Like you're pretty much saying you're gonna light Eleanor on fire and torture.
Yeah, no, we don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that. I also veto that. I'm not here to hurt. Like, I'm here. You understand what I'm going for, right? Not
Okay.
You're right.
Is there any way to
Yeah,
communicate with her? Or
communication.
how would I?
Well, she's currently sleeping. Now,
We're not Phidias. We can't communicate through dreams. That'd be really convenient.
I'll be right back.
Actually,
right
I
back.
might
Yeah,
be able to.
I'll be right
Actually,
back.
I was
that
gonna get
actually
to it.
might be something that I can do. Actually,
That would be really an ace up our sleeves if you can pull that off.
I might be able to. This isn't the first I've communicated. I have interfered and communicated through dreams so far. Give me a moment.
okay. About that time, you start hearing the music getting louder. It's about 2 minutes or so because it's speeding up.
All right. Okay. Which would work better? It all fits together or Dream of Prophecy?
Well, let's see.
I think it'll be It All Fits Together, if anything. Because I'm trying to use it not like the same way.
So your whole thing was what? Like you're like a witch of dreams, right? That's what your
Yes.
ability basically is. Let me look back at your
Yes.
actual
That's on page 27.
27.
Also the dreamer stuff, at least.
You can interfere with the enemy. You can cause it damage.
Interfering probably is probably the closest thing I want to do. Because I'm trying to stop her from doing, like, being an ooze. You can't ooze all the time.
Okay. This will be fun, but good thing dreams move faster than actual reality. So this is going to be an interesting moment. Okay, I will give you an option, and technically it's not something that's available over here. What I think makes the most sense is you can kind of make a magical roll to enter. You can basically hex yourself, is what you'd be doing. You'd basically be like, I'm putting myself to sleep, and then like entering the dreams of one of these two individuals on the ground, and then conversing with them.
All right.
So if you want to do that, basically making a magic roll, and you you basically time it so that you're going to try to enter a dream state next to them, and like hopefully be able to converse with them.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to try it. I'm going to put myself to sleep. I'm going to see if I can communicate with them.
All right, make a magic roll.
Wish me luck.
Only this
I'm
character would I allow that to,
fine.
because it's so weird.
I rolled it.
Can I make an actual wish roll to wish her luck?
No. But
imagine if that went wrong.
Technically, this is a
We'd all
roll that you
blow
could
up.
do with all. You could do this together, technically, because you basically are like
Actually,
you're
can I put
gather.
all of us to sleep and we try to enter? I try to. That actually might be harder, but I'll give it a shot. I don't want to be.
Oh my god, this is just like the plot of Inception.
You're gonna all like just
Yeah.
lay
I'm
on the
going
ground
when-
next to
yes.
this. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do
We
this
have people
together.
standing over us that can protect our bodies.
Well, we could. Why don't you guys do it, and I'll stand guard.
Okay. Anyone else want to come in?
Ready.
Okay. So here is how this works out. I'm just picturing how this math wise works. Not that this is a narrative game, so we're gonna be a little bit loose with this. The only thing I could think of is she's going to hex all of you asleep, and then she's going to basically make everybody hold hands or something, and then make a magic roll so you can jump into this person's dreams. And the worst part is this fits the setting. This is legitimate like magical girl stuff here, so that's fine. I'm okay with this. Okay. So yeah, Dean, did you wanna? You're gonna be down here for the dream session here?
So is this monster neutralized?
It's asleep. Neutralized is
It's
not.
also a
Oh,
person.
oh.
We're trying to communicate with her.
So there's still a
Well,
giant.
you see
there's still a
you see
giant
Dean
blob on the
flying
ground.
down with a. You see Dean flying down with like waving the like
A flaming
waving a
sword.
flaming sword,
No,
getting
no,
ready
not
to
yet.
attack.
No,
You don't need
shh,
that.
shh,
Put that away.
Stop.
Well, you would
Take it back.
be aware of of the fact that we've determined that there's still aspects of there's still people potentially like actual people wrapped up inside of the goo, so we don't want to light it on fire.
How far away is everybody standing? I imagine they're
Also,
like congregating together as this
Well-
plan is discussed.
I mean, we don't have to do that just because we have the telepathy. But do we need to be together to enter the dream?
No, I don't think we have to be. I just wasn't sure if like
You're going to
if-
be together with me because I'm going to be holding your hands and putting us to
Oh,
sleep.
right,
I'm
right.
doing
You're
magic
doing
mumbo
pretty much a
jumbo.
seance. That's what this is. You're literally going, I'm going to put you all to sleep. You're all going to hold hands, and then I'm going to think to try to enter that person's dream.
Gotcha.
That's what
Okay,
you're trying to do.
okay, I
Again-
see
again,
this and I land on the ground and I well, I don't de-ignite the sword. I lower my arm and I say, okay, what's the plan?
I explained the plan again.
Oh, okay. Derek, you sure you want to be the only one watching over? I mean, am I
feel
really
like-
going to be
I
that
feel like-
helpful?
I feel like more of you in there is probably a good idea. And
Also, you
she
usually
and
are
I and she and I already didn't get along off the bat, so I might be a detriment. I'm pretty capable of handling things out here. So you guys go in there and deal with her, and I'll stay out here if the creature wakes up or if those other people get here. I will buy you all time. And
Well,
is there a chance?
Nick
so
and
we gotta-
Elsworth are still there. They just were the things were neutralized before they had to really do anything. So
Yeah,
We
and that's fine. So there's at least 3 of us out here to stop anyone from doing anything serious or stupid.
Okay. No, that's that. Dean kind of like he pauses for a moment. He kind of looks towards the ground, and then looks back up at Derek, and he's like, "Yeah, no, I think you can handle it yourself."
Just to point this out, I read in a book or maybe seen in the movie somewhere that a falling sensation really wakes people up from their dreams.
Just jostle me awake if
Okay.
something
Good.
goes wrong. Okay?
Do
Just
you
check.
need any help, Claire? Do you need me to assist you in this?
I think with these guys, I will be fine. Just
But-
if something
Yeah,
bad happens, just wake us up.
Will do.
So
Okay.
I'm not going to give too many pointers because it's already ridiculous, but here's one of the things I will say. Your telepathy still connects with everybody. So theoretically, and this is getting the really gray zone, you could monitor them as they all dived because you are still connected to them?
I assume that.
Okay.
I can imagine that you can see our dreams, right? And see telepathically.
Be telepathic, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Not creepy at
Would
all.
Would you like
it
me to
one-
make another roll? Because I
Well,
rolled
no,
a
no,
nine.
can you
well,
communicate
can,
though, or is he just able to like see us?
he would see basically the general. They would see the thoughts of you guys in there. Like he would see through you guys. if
Right,
he
like
wanted to.
are we aware that are we aware of him? Like, I'm not.
You would know that he's there. Yes.
Wow.
Well, we're gonna find out, right?
Okay. So, man, this is like the timer is getting smaller, right? This whole conversation, you're planning it out, and then like
I get one shot.
you almost hear like the bike squealing around the corner, and you're like, all right, everybody, we gotta go to sleep.
All right. Close your eyes, focus on my voice, allow yourself to be caught into the dream.
That's gonna be so funny. Okay.
As I hold hands and I cast hex, did you want me to make another roll? I originally mine.
No, because you're not resisting. You're basically holding hands. I'm not gonna make you roll for the hex that they're literally just like, yes, hit me with it. Normally a hex is versus a target. So you're doing okay. So you hold hands and you pass the hex curse down the line like a circuit. And then everybody falls asleep. The roll is to make sure that the dream dive goes well. So
Okay.
make that roll. That's a separate roll.
All right.
I'll make you roll for the hex. They're intentionally falling into sleep.
Is that a mystical roll or just?
Yep. Sorry, that's a mystical roll, and still
9.
+1 because it's versus
Oh,
the
plus
target.
1, 10.
Man, that just keeps giving. 10.
10. Oh,
Yep.
if the other one would have been a 10 too.
Nice. Okay. Man, I didn't know where this was going today. All right. So, one last question I have before this happens.
Yes.
Derek, actually.
Okay.
Where the hell is that gem?
Probably still in my backpack.
Okay. I just wanted to. I didn't know if you left it in the schoolhouse or anything, but if you're saying that it's in your backpack.
Well,
I
the
mean,
gem.
I probably would have put it down before the fight.
But that's why I
not-
wanted to make sure it was either A, not here, or B, if it's in the classroom, then it's I would need to know where that is. It's kind of important.
Yeah, man.
I would say that I would have put it down initially when I was getting myself ready, knowing that I didn't need the added weight. So it's probably, and I could make just a general roll for it, but I'd say it's probably like probably about 20 feet away from us right now, so it's not a huge distance.
Okay. But you didn't leave it inside the school or something. You took it with you.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I didn't want to. I'm not going to leave that just anywhere either.
Oh, good.
Yeah, man.
All
All
right.
right. To the other dimension.
No. Hold on. I'm not. God, after all that build-up, and everyone's trapped by a demon. The end. Close session.
All right, game over. GG, guys. That was a
You
good
just
sation.
Wipe-
Anyways, back to
dream
Call
wiped the
Cthulhu.
party. Yeah. No.
Makes the choices matter, you know.
So
Hey, man.
not gonna. I've only unintentionally party wiped one group once, and they never let me down about it. Like it was my old COC group. Anyway, no.
We're-
So
we're-
go ahead.
I was gonna say we're good enough to do that to ourselves. Thank you very much.
Hey,
I was gonna say, it's
I
literally-
party wiped us once, and I still don't get to live it down.
Oh, I'm gonna make sure you don't. I don't.
Okay.
It's okay. I joke. I jest. Sorry.
So, describing the scene, Claire has everyone hold hands. And then they enter. You guys all enter the dreamscape together. Now, last time we entered the dreamscape, it was described as basically like purpley, hazy void that you're traveling through, and that's pretty much. No one else here except for maybe Derek has experienced this. You're swimming in aether and all sorts of weird stuff. I mean, this is weird. Like you're swimming through aether and like Claire's guiding you, and so you feel a little bit more comfortable about it. But you're basically like flying through space, kind of. The distance between people's dreams or whatever. You reach what looks to be like a door that's just sort of floating there in nothing. I assume Claire will lead the group and kind of open that. Okay. There is a weird flash of light, and you see a scene of what looks like Eleanor, and they're standing on a stairwell looking down at someone. Man, I don't want to use too many game and video game metaphors, but basically, like a fragment of their life is there. So you see like a black and white thing of like them standing on the stairs. You see like a shadowy figure talking to them in another frame of it. It's like you want to approach which segment of their life. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like different segmented sections in like sort of like almost like photos that you could kind of access where you are.
So there was a shadowy person.
So there's best way to explain it is you're still in that same weird sort of aetheriness, but there's like corners of their mind, and in each of those corners is like a fragment, so you can kind of like access that fragment. So like if, for example, if you went over, well, you just kind of pick one. There's one with a person talking to a person whose face is kind of obscured. There's one where there's someone standing on a stairwell looking down at looks like a motherly figure, and then like they're kind of like frozen in time though until you approach.
Which one do you guys? Any particular one, or do you want me to choose?
You are guiding us.
Yeah. You're the Dream Queen.
I think I might take that name.
Dream Queen gets added to names.
Nice.
Okay.
With that in mind, you said obscure person.
It's like there's one where Eleanor is talking to a person whose face is obscured. That's like one segment of their life in one section. Then there's another one of her standing on top of a stairs talking to a motherly figure. And there's another one where it looks like they're like in a classroom setting and they're just sort of like reading a book or something.
By themselves?
Yes. Yep.
Let's do that one.
Do the safest looking one first?
Yep.
Okay.
I think that's good.
So what you hear, and it's like Eleanor kind of like sort of like talking to themselves and reading, and just you get the general, like she's reading like poetry, and it's all like dark and gothic, and like very like kind of like very deep stuff, and then like people will come by and be like, why are you so gloomy, why are you like like this, and she'll just like brush it off. It's not like she's like a person that really gets affected by other people's opinions. It's just like they do like stack up on her. You know what I mean?
All right, can I interact with her? Is
Oh,
she
you could try.
Edgar Allan Poe? That's pretty classic. Good choice.
Yeah, it's not many people understand the subtleties of Edgar Allan Poe. It's not just what's going on in the scene. It's also all the subtle things, the thumping, the noises, and she'll go through the descriptions, of things.
It actually brings you makes it kind of brings you there. I used to read that all the time back a while ago. Any suggestions on good poetry?
I like the Mask of the Red Death.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yep. And obviously the classics like Telltale are also interesting. I don't remember. She seems like she's thinking about it. Goes, were you in my study hall? Like, and she looks at you for a second. What are you? Why are you being so nice to me? Looks at you.
I don't think we've ever really interacted, but you.
I know that's what confused her. So like, who are you?
No, my name's Claire. I am the out of character. Was she in my class?
So there was like a main study hall, and other people have seen her, but she's not in your classroom.
No, I was like, I was happened to be passing by. We're not really getting a lot of chances to interact, but it's actually nice to see some. I thought you seem to be interested in many of the same things that I'm interested in, so I thought I'd come and say hi. I don't really have too many friends myself either.
Oh well, you should stop by the literature club if you get time. I help run it with my friends.
Oh, you do?
You do, yeah.
What type of books do you guys like?
Oh, it's general literature, so some of it is poetry, and other ones are like classic novels and things like that. And then we do like writing exercises and things.
Can I telepathically communicate with Claire?
Sure.
Maybe ask her if she's into like dark magic or what kind of
have you ever read any ones about
rituals, that sort of thing, like the occult?
Have you read any books on the occult? That's actually what I've been I found this one really cool bookstore.
I mean, and she'll how the best way to explain it? She's interested, but she considers it mostly nonsense.
Well, yeah, I'm reading it for fun.
Right.
Just find it really interesting. It's kind of like, I also like reading classic horror. That's another one I enjoy reading. Like Frankenstein's. That was a fun book. Marie Shelley.
Just wish more people understood the benefits of literature and poetry and really thought about things. There's just too many people that just don't contribute to the world.
Yeah, they just kind of brush it off, saying, "Why would I read a book?" Or why would I take my time to just kind of understand things? They just kind of go back listening to their pop music or watching their, same old, same old.
Okay. After a few moments, it seems like it almost resets and she's back to looking at the book again.
Okay, I was trying to befriend her. Okay,
No, 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 no. You might have. You might be still in contact with her in a way, but it feels like again these are like captured memories that you're
Alright.
interacting with.
I mean, this wasn't completely out of character. Wasn't completely useless. Okay.
No, no,
So-
it wasn't. Like
So,
you can feel like you made a connection, sort of, but it's like these are you're interacting with like her memories.
So, question about that. Are these memories all from like the current age? Like, are they all like different, different times in her life, or like
You
how-
feel that there is. I mean, it's hard to tell, right? Because she looks pretty much the same in all of them, but these are definitely like, yeah, these feel like this one is an earlier one. If you get the vibe of this is an earlier memory.
Right. So, if we want to determine like what happened, right? Like, clearly she's not. She's like she's like a loner weirdo in this one, but who's into books for some reason.
Oh, don't excuse me. Stop. The books are awesome. Anyway,
I mean, as an intellectual myself, I prefer to write them than to read them. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but I'm trying to determine at what point, like the goo happened. You know?
Yeah, we're gonna. Hopefully, we can find out. Let's try another memory. Let's go to the. I go to the one where she's talking to her motherly figure.
Okay.
That's right.
So it looks like they're having, like, you cut in, like, partially into the middle of an argument. And it's like, no, you don't understand, Mom. You don't understand anything. And the mother's like, you gotta stop. You gotta, like, straighten your life out. You gotta start acting like your age and, more normal and these things. And, like, they start getting into a heated argument, like, really heated. And then, like, her voice, like, turns like very deep and very masculine and says, "You leave her alone," like in a voice that doesn't even sound like it sounds like Eleanor's vocal cords maybe, but it is not Eleanor normally. And the mother just has like a straight up heart attack. Like she just looks at her and her eyes go wide and she like collapses on the ground. Of course, Eleanor runs over and is like trying to help her, and then like she just like dies on the spot.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
There you go.
Oh.
You can do what you want with that seed.
Oh my God, she killed her mother.
Well,
I mean, it
did
sounds.
she? Her mother died of a heart attack. I don't think. Well, you can look. You can examine the seed.
I
if
don't
you
think
like.
she. That's okay.
I mean,
This
if
isn't.
if she didn't act the way she did, her mother would be alive.
Okay,
Just saying.
Stop.
It's an
Oh my
interpretation.
God. She could have had the heart attack either way. It could have just kind of happened. It just could happen at an
Just a
opportune moment.
coincidence, of course.
So
Examining-
it sounded like Eleanor, but was it someone else?
Is that another
No,
part of herself?
it sounded like maybe it was something within Eleanor that she didn't get until now. You know what I mean? Like she's like snapped, and that was like,
the evil within.
or just a
Maybe
different
another part of her.
aspect. Yeah.
I think it's just a different part of her. All right.
Wait, okay.
As she collapsed before, I'm like, don't panic. Call 911 to try to figure out something.
You.
They call.
Well, you again, you say those things, but it seems like because it's a memory, like she can't like she'll like try to like pick up like you can influence your dreams. She'll try to call 911, but it doesn't seem to matter, and eventually just resets back to that sequence.
Oh wait,
Okay,
wait,
I figured.
I was actually gonna try to run in there and ask her a question, but never mind.
No, you can still do
You can
that.
still
Don't worry,
do
the
that.
cycle occurs. It goes back to the stairs and her yelling again, and then the heart attack again.
I'd hate.
Well, I mean, as soon as the heart attack happens, can I like interact with her?
Sure, you can
Like,
try.
As soon as
She's
she runs
panicking.
over, as soon as she runs over to her mother, I'm gonna ask her, what did you do, Eleanor? What was that?
I don't know. No, stop it. No, you stop. She's like, and then like it goes blurry again. It goes back to the staircase.
How many Eleanor? Oh my God, how many Eleanors are there?
They're just the one.
Let's find. Maybe this is something. Maybe she has multiple personalities. Let's go to this one. The person she is talking to that's scared. I get a feeling this is a little bit of her inner self. I go to that memory.
Yeah.
Oh, if you want to say something, go for it before
No,
I.
no, no, I agree with you. I think that I thought the same time.
Just so you know, because you spent a lot of time, because you guys spent like at least 2 or 3 cycles because you wanted to wait till the right moment. You do notice that the mother was kind of in poorer health anyway. Like she was definitely like the stay-at-home mom who probably drank and smoked too much. So like she was in poor health, and then this just kind of kicked her over.
Yeah.
So just so you're aware of like, because you could see like things like her face is like worn. And like you could probably observe something like an ashtray near the front door, things like that.
All right.
Okay,
I
so
feel like at home life wasn't nice. So let's go. I want to see what this last memory is.
okay, you cannot see the face of the individual. It appears that someone has tampered with it.
Okay.
So it's just like a shadowy face. You do get aspects of the voice which sound elderly, so that's a bonus that you didn't have before. You deserve to have all your voices heard, and with this gift, you'll never be lonely. Eleanor like does sort of like a bow, and then like she starts to like shake and shimmer.
I got a question. Does that
Go ahead.
voice remind me of the one? Remember the one I interacted with? Was it Derek's dream or somebody else's dream? Or
The one
remember the
you
time I
interact.
messed with an actual? Is that
Um,
this?
when you talked to, it doesn't sound like Phidias. Phidias
Okay.
is the very like elegant demon voice. That is
Yep.
it is the elegant demon voice. This sounds like someone older for sure, like an older lady.
Okay.
Question. How old is Eleanor in this memory?
Eleanor looks like only like a few days. I mean, it's really hard to judge since like
Oh, that's still all the same age, right?
it's like same age. Yeah, it's not like many years have passed. It's just like you do feel like this one is at the end of the set. Like you're like
No.
right.
Can we like if we're interacting in these different memories,
Yeah.
can we like physically engage? Like I'm wondering if like not that I want to like pat this guy down, but if I like could I try to pickpocket him or like try to find like if he has like some identifying.
No, because so here's the thing: you're in Eleanor's memories, and Eleanor would only
Right.
remember what Eleanor remembered. She
She
wouldn't
wouldn't know there was
remember
something in here.
with
Oh,
her pocket. They wouldn't. It just wouldn't be a thing, unfortunately.
I'm gonna
okay.
try. I'm gonna try to communicate with her. She's here. This is her memory. She's experienced this as
Right.
she's dreaming right
As
now.
she's dreaming,
We
these
need
are
to be at
fragments that are in
least,
her mind. Yeah.
whether or not her actions were good or not. I still think we should try to be a little compassionate so she can stop. Because at the end of the day, we want her to stop, and because she's going to hurt herself and a bunch of others. That's things have already caught on fire. I'd like to. I rather not have any. Does that make sense, you guys? What's your thoughts?
Well, I mean, yeah. Of course, I agree.
Any information we can discern and
We
any way
could
we
try
can
to.
escalate the situation.
Yeah, I mean, we could try to confront her. I mean, I know the memory has been altered here, but
I mean, who remembers who's
well,
we
perhaps with a with some if we can break through to Eleanor in this memory, she might be able to tell us who she's talking to. Like, with a if with a if we have the mental or dream fortitude enough. I'm not sure.
it depends. 'Cause we're all going to be waking up soon-ish eventually. So I was just hopefully trying to see if she can undo whatever caused her to become a giant goo monster.
So
So
okay.
Could we potentially find the memory that where she like gains that power and
This
then
is. I think
maybe
that memory
this
is
is
the
it.
memory you're
This is that
staring at.
memory.
Yeah.
This one right here. Whoever this lady is, obscured herself from her memory or done something to so she doesn't quite remember who she taught. I imagine it's something closer to. I could be wrong. I don't know. It's whoever gave her the power basically tampered with, made her not really remember her. B Foggy's like, I got talked to someone. Do you know what I mean? But
Can we
Yeah, go ahead.
somehow destroy this memory? Like if I pull out my sword
why-
and destroy the memory, like
why?
could
What would
she then
destroying
lose
the
her
memory
power?
do? Oh, I
Well,
don't.
I don't think her
if
power
if
comes from the
if
memory.
if there was
No, her power
if
doesn't come from the
part
memory.
of the memory was like where she was learning how to
Oh,
use
it's like
use the
I'll learn it.
power.
Basically,
What's
like
that?
make her forget learning, whatever.
The only
Yeah,
problem I would see
exactly.
is that if we're not, even if we tried to do that and we're not gentle, because it's be like precision, we might do more harm to her than good. Like you could make her forget how do I talk or how do I walk or
Well, if
Yeah,
she can't talk. She can't use all her voices. So
no, but you're not understanding. I don't think I want to lobotomize somebody.
That's what you basically could. If you mess up,
well,
if you-
that is lobotomizing is an effective strategy.
No, I'm gonna hard veto that. I will kick you out of the stream. I will end your hex.
that's messed up.
You'll lose. That's a hard no.
my only concern is I don't have a problem with lobotomizing her. My only concern is if she loses her power and this person still exists, they can give that power to somebody else, and then
If they
this
haven't already, I
if
feel
they
like this has
haven't
been a lot of
already.
things. There's been a lot of things happening. I a lot of people like this has only been ramping up since our very first interaction with
Right.
the music in the auditorium, the forest, like all these people are getting power. Someone is giving these powers. We're gonna have to find them. We're getting closer, but
So we can tell is this person is a woman. We can't see her face.
You
she
can't
doesn't
see her face.
remember. We can't see her face because she doesn't remember
Her face is literally like a shadowy blur. Like she's
Yeah,
been,
no.
like her face
It's
is
like
gone.
it's like trying to remember. Like it's again like in a dream. You remember that things happen. If you had in a good dream, you can remember things happening in the dream, but you don't quite remember exactly. It's kind of foggy. Whoever gave her
Right.
powers made it so that she didn't quite remember who exactly the features or who she was talking to. That's just granted
Oh, okay.
an assumption.
So
This is
there's
an
no.
assumption and a guesstimate, but that's the
Okay.
best thing I can come up with.
Yeah, well,
Okay. I
we
just
can
wasn't sure if
examine the
like maybe there
memories of
was
the
like something
other
this person was
victims
wearing that
still.
could trigger a memory that
I mean,
like.
we
But
can
so
try.
that
That might be a little
every
bit closer. Like we can try triggering something deep within her to remember.
well,
I
I
was
thought like maybe like that would trigger one of our memories to be like, hey, I can't see this
Ah,
person's face, but I've seen this person. That that's the janitor or
so
that's the
so
science
so
teacher.
if you're asking that, can you, based on the evidence in front of you, kind of get a feel for who this might be? That is a thing you can do because now you have possibly a voice, at least, that you can kind of like try to match.
Yeah.
That's fine. I will allow that.
Sure.
Depending
Can
on
I guess can I roll for what I call it, deduce the truth or whatever?
shoot for glimpse of truth. Yeah, you can roll glimpse
Glimpse
of
of
truth.
truth.
Now, oddly enough, not that it actually not oddly enough, you guys are together. Do you want to like basically huddle and be like, who is this person?
I
That
think
is
we can
perfectly
take a moment.
allowed too.
I got a question. Does the dream
Yep.
seem like we're getting close to the end of the dream, like she's waking up, or do we have some more time? Because like there is something I
We're
would
lucky
like
that
to talk to
that
her.
dreams can go faster than reality because I'm about to do stuff in reality. But yes, you still have time.
Okay, so yes, I'd like to
We can
try
also
this
do
then.
we can also do things in parallel.
Yeah, I'm
I
aware,
think
but
I'd like to figure out who this is. I think that if we have the time to do it, I say we do it, and then
Be-
I'd like to try talking.
basically you're doing an action where you're just sitting and thinking about who this person is actually pretty quick because you're like, okay, who could it be? And you're like, you're trying to like burn through suspects that you know.
All right.
You know,
So what is this?
it's going to be whoever you think is the best person to do it, and then everybody else could be doing this together probably.
Got a +3 mental.
It's
I would
mental.
go.
I'm not going to be any help. I rolled snake eyes, so that's a 3.
Well,
I have
that's
no
for the
idea.
doing this together.
Yeah.
Or okay,
That's where
we'll
the
get
doing
to
this. There's nothing to do with. I haven't attempted
perfect.
to.
Don't worry about your role. I will get to what happens with that. Well, let's deal with the doing this together. So you're not going to give a bonus. No problem.
Yeah, that's basically what I.
Okay. Is Eddie rolling for the group? Is that what we're doing?
I would like to roll. Yeah.
Sure. All right. And who is this person? I must have met them somewhere.
Great. Not bad at all. That is a 12.
Okay. Was anybody else trying to contribute to the doing this together role? Sorry, they should have asked.
That's what I said. That was
Well,
was
just
that was what I
yours.
was saying.
But what about
I-
Amos?
Yeah,
I will
I
if
mean,
it helps.
I mean,
I-
it's already a 12, so it's already at the top of the chart. So I was just
I
curious.
roll a
If
10.
it's
okay.
fine. Yeah, I don't mean whatever.
Okay.
I don't need your help.
I have no clue who this is.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So an interesting thing. On a 12, you can literally ask me a question. That's how how it works when you glimpse the truth. On a 12, you can pretty much literally ask me a question. Who is this, right? I mean, does that
Yeah.
much, you know what I mean? Like, it's pretty
Yeah.
obvious what you'd ask. Who is this? And you're like, older lady with access to students on the school grounds.
It's old lady Jenkins. I knew it.
You're close. You're real. You're burning hot. I will give you their name so that it is. What
What's
you're
the
gonna
name?
you're
Yeah.
gonna laugh really hard. Are you ready? Are you ready?
I
Yeah.
kind of have an
It is.
idea.
Her name is Miss Jenkins, by the way. I want you to know.
Okay.
I was
This-
joking.
No, that's her real name.
I was really
It was
joking.
written beforehand. That's what was
I was-
hilarious.
I unironically found. Okay.
Miss Jenkins is the guidance
So you
counselor.
okay?
to the
I'm
high
getting
school.
out of this. You rolled 2 1s, and you're like, ah, it's probably Miss Jenkins. Like,
Yes.
and then
Hey,
we're
don't
like,
worry.
actually,
We're not getting to. We haven't gotten to the 2 1s yet. We're gonna get to this, and then we'll get to the. Yeah. Okay. So, yes. Ironically enough, out of character, that Miss Jenkins joke actually makes sense because her name really was Miss Jenkins, which I don't even know how out of the world of things you managed to pick her actual name.
I don't know. I was like, what?
It was destined.
What's a funny name?
It was destined. So yes, Miss Jenkins is the guidance counselor. She is a nice old lady who works as the school's guidance counselor.
Noted. We'll deal with that grenade later.
Now, no, I'll let you do this roll before your ones catch up to you. Roll mental,
Of course.
Claire. Now you have another thought balloon. Now that you have a big thought balloon, you have a littler thought
11.
balloon. You remembered something fell in an office below a chair. That
Oh
Oh.
my god.
you moved her magical device, and you
Oh.
hit it on her.
I can't.
That gag has been there, sitting there for like how many episodes? I don't even know.
Many.
It's probably in her office, like hidden under the chair. You know where it is.
Okay then. I know what we're doing tonight.
Just break into the school.
Yes.
Okay. Now the ones catch up with you. You're the one leading the dream, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay, guys. You figured out the identity of Miss Jenkins. And the old guidance counselor. You know where the mirror is now. And then suddenly, all shit breaks loose. The world starts turning like a deeper purple,
Uh-oh.
and you feel the presence of someone coming. They're coming to meet where all you guys are.
Brace yourselves.
And now
we should.
And now we're gonna cut to the outside. David, sorry it's been a really long time. You still there?
Don't worry about it. I've actually been trying to put the little guy to sleep. So
Okay.
hold on a second.
No, take your time. I know it was sudden coming back, but it made the most sense for this was the moment of the other part of the crescendo.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It worked out perfectly.
Miss Jenkins, how? Never mind. It's not important.
Mm-hmm.
How that note isn't published? Like it's literally no. What's hilarious is I was telling my friend about a game, and I'm like, so can you guess who the hidden villain is? And he's like, oh, it's the guidance counselor. I'm like, what the fuck? He just knows nothing about the game. He goes, oh yeah, it's probably the guidance counselor.
Well, yeah, it's the most. It has the best. They find kids in very vulnerable positions.
Yeah.
Very vulnerable positions, and they're in a place where they open themselves up, and they would trust her.
It makes her
So,
even
of
more
course,
vile,
it's the guidance
honestly.
Or maybe she was just giving her advice about about her singing career. You know, she wants everyone to hear her voice.
Yeah, there we go. Just
You
like
got it all wrong, okay?
See, we all just have to do is get her fired.
just yeah, but she's such a nice lady.
No, we can we'll find the thorns. We can expose her.
Okay. You all set outside?
Me, I'm good. Yep.
Okay.
Do it.
So I'm gonna go through what each of these things happens because there's a few. First of all, you see them all go to sleep. You can hear in your mind all the things that take place because your telepathy is active. You also feel in your mind when your bag starts to glow really, really purple and hot, and suddenly a burst of light happens, and you know something is very wrong.
Crap.
So here's a problem. You are observing them. A
Mhm.
entity has entered their dreams, and now you and the entity and them are all locked in a thing. So like you now have your party line now includes an extra.
Oh,
So
well?
that's so you now have Phidias. Yeah. Phidias is now basically dove into their dreams right now. So that's
the
a
gem.
problem. Through the gem, and is now he exited the gem or whatever exited the gem and basically bursted into Claire.
Oh, wonderful. Sorry, guys.
Well, it was only 20 feet away, and she's the person leading
Yeah.
the exercise. So
Yeah. Yep. It is what it is. What can I do?
wait for it. So that's the first problem.
Mhm.
The second problem is you hear a very loud noise, and a bike comes to a squealing halt.
And I know this person's name. What is their name again?
Oh, you know them as their name has been called Warsong. That is the Agent Warsong.
Warsong.
Yep.
All right.
Running in your general direction, and your NPC friends, is a person in full camo pants. Good night. A leather jacket, a large two-handed sword, a shotgun, stun grenades, and he is approaching quickly.
I'm gonna yell out, Warsong, I need you to take this bag and get the hell out of here. This is the source of evil.
Let's see. How does he respond? It looks like he's just like he sees an enemy, which is probably the blobby creature thing, in like laying down and is charging towards it.
I'm gonna take the bag and just like throw it towards him. This is Phidias, and I'm gonna throw it.
Just throw it at him. Okay.
Not to like hit him, but to at least slow him down.
Okay.
Like into his path.
I don't know. Make a physical roll there, buddy.
Yay! This will go terrible. And I'm not adding anything to this, right?
No, he's not part of that roll.
Oh, good God! I just rolled double sixes for 12.
He runs, so he's charging in with his weapon, and like a maniac does, and you hit him with a book bag.
Yeah. Yeah, like just like plant it right into his chest. I imagine he probably like
starts hacking the shit out of it.
Well, I mean, I imagine. I mean, I get a 12, so
Yeah.
he like it probably hits him.
Yeah, it wins
and
him
he
for a
hear-
second.
and he hears the name Phidias. So I don't know if he knows the name Phidias, but that's where the demon is. We have to get that out of here because it's going to interrupt our plans.
Let's see. He just looks at the bag. It's like what that thing where it's like he doesn't say much. He just like something hits him in the chest. He looks down. You say that's where the demon or whatever is. That's basically what you told him. Okay.
Yeah, that's where the demon Phidias is. We have to get it out of here. He's gonna interrupt the plans.
Let's see.
Like I had a whole thing for this guy.
Okay. No, you know what? He'll probably take. He doesn't care that it's your bag, so he's gonna take like his sword and just start like scimitaaring the bag.
Okay.
And trying to get to break inside and get to what's in there.
Well, I mean, it's just a bag. I did put a lead plate in there, but that's just lead.
Where?
So he probably would just hack right through the crystal.
Yeah. True. Okay. Before he starts really going in at it, he'd kind of like ask quizzically where the fire was or something.
The fire's asleep right now. Don't worry about that. That thing is the problem right now.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So the sequence of events is you see him coming down the road, coming towards you. You throw the book bag at him. It hits him in the chest. You say that's where the demon is. He asks you where the fire is because that's why he was called here. And then just starts taking his basically scimitar and slashing the hell out of the bag.
Sure.
And like okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can make a roll to see if he destroys the crystal. That's on you at that point. But I mean,
they don't.
But Phidias may actually already be out of the crystal at this point anyway. So he may be boned.
All right. What are the NPC reactions? Nick has taken a defensive position over the sleeping people and is deciding to he's basically using his hands and making like a wood fence around where the people are. And Elsgirth is basically standing guard over Claire because that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, how do I best?
Can I ask Elsgirth a question?
Sure.
Could I have asked
You
him a
got
question?
time. Yeah.
The drums is that your people coming?
No, that's I think his motorcycle.
Oh, the drums of the motorcycle.
It's still in the background. It's music that's being from his motorcycle.
Oh, that's what it was. I thought you had said that there was a motorcycle and drums coming from the woods, there were two groups.
No,
him
it was
and another group.
It's some sort of mix of metal music and like a Native American tribal drumming.
Oh, okay, all right. I was just confused as to where the two sources were. Okay, never mind. I get it now. Well, anyway, so the two of them are
slashing the bag out of frustration in the background. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine. I didn't need that bag. I'm not a high school kid. Don't worry about it. Look. I get it. You were called here for one thing. I need you to do something else. That if Phidias is tied to the crystal that's in that bag, then getting it away from them right now is hugely important. Just take it and go.
About that time, you did hear the crystal crack as a scimitar cuts down into it.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, is this thing about to go boom? Nice.
No, kind of worse. All right. Anyway.
Kind of worse.
Claire.
When I hear the thing start to crack, is Amos's hammer nearby, and is it something?
No, Amos summons his hammer.
Tied.
Yeah, it's a summon.
Okay,
it's a summons.
Okay, I assumed so, but I figured I might as well ask. I I got nothing.
Quick question. I mean, since we have telepathy, are we aware of all of these going-ons?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, I
inside the
would
dream?
definitely be letting them know, especially about Phidias entering. Like that's who you're about to deal with. You probably already know that. And it's about to get worse.
Oh, I know. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry guys.
Claire's feeling it, Mr. Krabs. Yeah.
I'm about to feel it. I feel like I'm about to need to make a roll.
So, I'm gonna need you to make a very important magical roll.
Don't be looking so evil there, Brian.
I
Right?
get the feeling that I'm about to have a bad time.
So,
Please,
what has
guys.
happened?
Yep.
Because Derek has to see it from both sides, because he's telepathic. The burst of energy came out of the crystal and entered Claire, right? Then you
Mhm.
had a guy who you gave that to him break the crystal, so the energy is no longer has a place to go back to, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Check. Okay.
Yes.
Claire is now in a sleep state, and the energy has just entered her and your friends, and now you need to make a magical roll.
So, guys, about that.
Oh no.
So, that was a 5.
Okay, so I'm going to describe what happens. There, first off, you guys basically get embroiled in a terrifying nightmare first. Then all of you wake up. And then Claire wakes up last. And when Claire wakes up, she's Claire, but her pupils are bright red. And that's where I'm going to close it.
Oh man.
Ooh, evil Claire. Nice.
Sometimes you need to make a trade to get information. Sometimes.
Things
Good
are going
night,
so
everyone.
well. I was kicking ass in that fight, and then that.
Well, if we have to kill Claire, I never liked her anyway.
How many times have I
Yeah,
stopped you
huge
guys
crush
from
on her.
doing? How many times have I said, no, guys, lobotomy is bad. No, guys, killing is bad. No,
That's
maybe
what I'm saying. Now
vampire.
there's no one to say lobotomy is bad. So lobotomy it is.
I didn't even see in your chat that you said I'm about to be possessed. That's hilarious to see afterwards.
No. You guys were the way you were describing it sent to me. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm about to have to make a will save, and I'm about to lose. I'm about to have a bad time, and I don't make it.
I have a feeling it's gonna be that you're gonna have to make like emotional rolls and stuff next time, but for the possession, it was a magical roll all the way. It was definitely this was some weird magical nonsense that was happening.
Claire has enough insecurities about yourself that you can totally take advantage of and skew things for her. You have fun. If you need more, just let me know.
But to be fair, the shock of everyone entering like a simultaneous nightmare would be enough to wake you up. So like everybody wakes up, but the problem is the energy has nowhere to go except to the person it went to, which is not clear.
Yeah, I was rolling fire tonight. You're absolutely right, Amos. I don't know how I was rolling so well. But
and I think that's a great moment to have her just like she wakes up and everybody's like, oh, we made it, and her eyes just bright red. This is the crowd.
Fantastic.
I guess it's time to take her out behind the shed, guys. Get the shotgun.
Yeah,
That's the only way to be
No
sure.
lobotomies, no slaves, no.
I also say that, but I can't be. The thing is, she was never supposed to be the moral compass. I hope you know that. There was never supposed to be the moral compass, but at the same time, I can't.
Claire behind the shed.
Claire was absolutely not supposed to be. But the things you guys were basically trying to suggest, I'm like, no, okay, where are we? Is this D&D? No. So in normal society, this would be a lot too far. So
I mean, Amos was never a nice person.
Oh no, that's fine. Amos is great. Like keep being Amos. I hope you didn't mind me doing the hard no, did you? I hope I don't intentionally.
No. I mean, it's fine.
Okay.
It was like the perfect moment where it's like, Derek, where did you put that? Oh, is it still on you? Okay.
Yeah, and of course, the war song wasn't gonna do what he was told.
Well, he did exactly what he was told. You gave him a
You
bag and
told him
said,
to attack the evil thing, yeah.
told him attack the evil bag. That's what you told him.
No, I didn't tell him to attack the bag. I told him to take the bag.
He's a one-track mind, okay?
Well, yeah,
He
exactly.
said take bag, destroy evil. He did both.
You did
Now-
both.
Yeah.
Now clearly her eyes are glowing red. She
Yeah.
You gotta be
evil. We have
careful
to
with a
take care
bag
of
full of
her.
evil, you know?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
bag full of evil things. You gotta be careful.
I'm gonna punch that guy in the face later.
Don't
Definitely
worry.
gonna punch that guy in the face.
Just think that it's gonna be Claire, but she's gonna have all of Claire's abilities, which includes Hex and all those things, except that she's now possessed by a
You
fragment
guys
of
are
evil
just-
demon.
You guys are lucky I'm sitting on 20 experience points and I haven't spent them yet.
Yes,
You guys
Yeah.
are just lucky that I
We
haven't
are-
spent those.
Very lucky.
Because I hope you know the things that I was going to get would not be nice for you guys.
Yeah.
Does she get any extra abilities?
Well, we'll find that out next time. Won't we?
Out of character, I'm not going. You guys have an idea of what she can do? Like if you've seen her, remember? I don't just for funsies. You guys will figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
But
So I've got some really big tests coming up in my real life. So I'm hoping that we can aim for maybe the 11th or sometime after the 11th as our next
so
game.
not the 8th. Okay.
Yeah, I prefer.
Oh, the 8th was
The
never
8th?
going to be an option anyway. So
No, that's a no. It
That's
was
a
it was maybe the 4th was the next one, but the week after that is I've got finals all that week.
I'm cool with
And
like the 11th. That's fine if that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
they want to do.
I should be fine. The only thing
Yeah.
I'm now an art teacher. I have successfully gone up the chain and I am now an art teacher and I might have to write some I might have some things to like curriculums to write and things since it'll be very close
Oh,
to school year.
congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, but
Yeah, congrats.
thank you. Yeah, that's what that was half of the reason why I couldn't quite make it the last time. The other half was I was on vacation. But
Yeah, well, I mean, the 11th or the 25th, because obviously the 18th is the Necronomicon. I assume Ryan's probably going to be blown out by then.
Yeah, I can't do any time in July either.
I mean, I was okay. Well, we were able to meet this month, which was fine, and that's nice. And we'll meet up next month.
It's just
So I
it's a
think
good
that's
cliffhanger anyway for like, and we'll see you in another month for what happened.
That's what we do. What are you going to do?
All right, guys, it's been a
I'll
good
talk
night.
to you guys
Yeah,
later.
good
It was
set.
fun. It's fun.
Fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good night, guys.
Awesome playing with
Good
all of
night.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night.